We are live. What's going on, people? How you all doing? How you all doing? Let's see how this live stream pans out, and yeah, we'll talk some boxing. We'll talk some boxing, man. Let's close all of these tabs. Unrivaled boxing talk and news in the chat. What's going on, bro? How you doing? How you doing? I was watching that Eddie Hearn Devin Haney interview. I got halfway through it, but yeah, I need to watch the rest later. ABC Def in the chat. What's going on, bro? How you doing? How you doing? I was going to make a couple of videos tonight, but couldn't be asked. I'd rather stream, to be honest. Yeah, McGregor, I'm good, man. I'm good. AA Boxing and Blunts, what's going on, fam? How you doing? Aggie Man, what's going on? Ed Kayla, how's it going? How's it going? ABC Def, Dell, I'm sure Briedis versus Glowatsky is for the full WBO title. Hopefully. I mean, that's a world title. It's a world title worthy fight. Briedis versus Glowatsky. I think that's a world title worthy fight. I'd like to see it, man. I'd like to start. Well, it's happening, but yeah, I wouldn't mind that. It's a good fight. It really is. I'm leaning towards Glowatsky in that one, to be honest with you. Just based on recent form, I don't think Briedis has looked great since losing to Usyk, and Glowatsky's quite consistent, good pressure, good power. He's quite big, solid fundamentals. I think Glowatsky outpoints Briedis. Yeah, Ed, Wrench Gang. Aggie Man, salute to everyone in the chat. Yes, sir. Salute. Yeah, ABC, he says it should be since the fights after Usyk versus Takam. Hang on. Okay, no, yeah. But I like that fight, Briedis Glowatsky. That's a really good fight. And so is was it Tabiti versus Dorticos, another really good fight at cruiserweight. Looking forward to it. And ABC Def is Usyk versus Takam a 10-rounder or 12-rounder? Yeah, AA Boxing and Blunts. I saw that. Usyk number 2. To be honest with you, I've not really got much of a problem with it. He was like an elite level champion at cruiserweight. He's moving up. I've not really got too much of an issue with it, if I'm being honest. Ed Kayla, so are you happy with the fight? Are you staying up for it, paying for it? I'm not going to pay for it unless me and my friends get together and watch it after a night out. I'm not going to be paying for it. And the fight doesn't really get the blood pumping. I'm not really excited for it. But at the same time, I understand the circumstances. It is what it is, really. I don't think Ruiz will pose too many problems. Yes, he's got fast hands. Yes, he's good on the inside. Yes, he has okay power. But I don't think Ruiz's feet are that quick. And I think that'll be his undoing, to be honest. I think Joshua should take care of Ruiz fairly quickly. Or mid-rounds, I'd say. Shizbiz, big up. Big up. ABC Def paying for Joshua versus Ruiz. Unrivaled boxing talk and news. Last pay-per-view you purchased. Well, if we're talking about pay-per-views I purchased on my own, Brook versus Kell Brook versus Errol Spence. No, no. I tell a lie. I purchased Gassiev Usyk. I always forget about that one. But yeah, Gassiev Usyk. I paid for that. Yeah, D, it's on in the background. I've turned it down. I'm kind of half watching it, half not watching it. Cheering on Barcelona tonight. Sorry, Liverpool fans. Okay, where are we at? Yeah, AA Boxing and Blunts. For once, the UK fans can say we don't need to pay for it. The fighters have been guaranteed pay-per-view purses regardless of our money. Yeah, exactly. To be honest with you, AA, I think it would have been a really good look if they just put it on regular Sky. To be honest with you, I think it would have been a really good look. But it is what it is. I didn't expect them to, but given the circumstances, it would have been nice. Ed Kaler, Nordic Warrior, said Ruiz had no power. I'll be honest with you. I think Andy Ruiz's power is a bit overrated. He can punch a bit. He's got enough power to make you know about it, but I don't think he's like a massive puncher. I don't think he's like a concussive puncher. Champion Killer, AJ is the top dog. You've got to watch it live, man. I might do, man. I might do. I mean, it depends. It depends. ABC Def. John Ryder's fighting some next man from Algeria, I think. Yeah, the guy he's fighting is from Australia, but maybe of Algerian descent. Now, from what I've heard, I've got a couple of Australians who subscribe, and they rate. Is it Bilal Akwai? They rate him quite highly. Apparently, he's a good body puncher, carries good power. Apparently, it could be a good fight. So you never know. Ryder versus Akwai, however you say his name, could be a fun fight. Yeah, Shizbiz, Ruiz does have fast hands. He does. Boxing Brains, I thought that Postal Mimoon was a 12-rounder. Said on BoxRec, but turned out to be 10. Yeah, that happens a lot. BoxRec do get it wrong quite a few times. Okay, D says AJ box and move, repeat for 12 rounds equals easy victory. Yeah, I agree. And stand and trade, potential upset. Yeah, if AJ uses that long jab, uses his feet, keeps it at range, I think it's an easy fight. And I think he actually breaks down Ruiz and stops him in the mid rounds if he does that. But you're right. If AJ stands in front of Ruiz, that's giving him his only chance. So yeah, boxing brains. That's right. Akawai, he beat DeCarolis. Yeah. What's up, Johnny boy? How you doing? I've been hearing you've been having some legal issues, man. Hopefully it goes all right, man. Hopefully it goes all right. Yeah, Jake Cleary, Ruiz has got more balls than the rest of them. You know, he's got more balls than the boogeyman. I'll give him that. But there we go. Yeah, ABC Def. I know what you mean. I'd like an upset. And White versus Rivas could be one of those fights because Rivas, I think he's dangerous. Dillian White can't underestimate him. He really can't. Yeah, Beterbiev versus Kaladzic. That's this weekend. That's a good fight. Kaladzic can box. You never know, and he does have good power. Beterbiev can be a bit straight on, and Kaladzic has really good straight punches. So who knows, man? McGregor says, "Fuck Ruiz." Yeah, I think he's getting. I think he's getting stopped, mate. Yeah, I think he's getting stopped. Sorry, I really do. Shizbiz, is Ruiz better than Miller? I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe in terms of skills and talent, yeah, but Miller has the size, the mass, the aggressive style. I think that fight would have been more interesting. Ruiz does have talent. He does have quick hands, but he's small. He's fat. Um, Feet aren't that quick. Short arms. I just think he's an easy style matchup for Joshua. To be honest with you. Yeah, Aobs, I agree, mate. I'm the same. I've kind of lost interest in the heavyweights right now. I just like talking shit about them, to be honest with you, at the minute. But I do like White versus Rivas. I do like that fight. Jake Cleary, what's going on, bro? How you doing? Man like Jake in the chat. Yeah, boxing brains, you're right. You're right. I agree. I think Ryder, his level is like Euro level. And you're right about Akwai. He was sparring with Canelo, and he sparred with Canelo more than once, from what I hear. So he must be somewhat decent. Yeah, no worries, Johnny boy. No worries. No worries. Hang on, let me just check something quickly. Okay, Barcelona still winning. Just making sure. Just making sure. Hold up. I lost where I was in the chat then. Yeah, I totally lost where I was in the chat. It froze. What's up, MB? How you doing, man? How you doing? Yeah, Jake Cleary, I agree. Dillian White versus Oscar Rivas. That's the best fight at heavyweight right now. 100%. Don Hearn, he thinks Ruiz would beat Miller. It could be possible. It could be possible. But I just think I just think Miller physically had something different. Like he brought some different challenges. Because I didn't hate the Miller fight. A lot of people hated it, but I didn't mind it personally. I thought it was a decent fight. ABC Def, he hopes Rodriguez wins against Inoue just for the upset because Rodriguez is very underrated. Yeah, Rodriguez is a very good boxer. He reminds me of a more fluid Kell Brook, to be honest with you. Like his upright stance, the way he throws his punches, the way he shoots with his jab, the way he leads with his right hand. Um, he reminds me of Kell Brook, to be honest with you. He really does. Just a more fluid, dynamic Kell Brook. But yeah, I agree. I think Rodriguez is becoming a bit underrated because of his performance or his last performance. But he's a good fighter. He's a talented technician, and yeah, you could be right, man. Maybe people are underrating him. ABC Def. Ruiz has a lovely body. I don't know, man. Jesus. Oh, Doughboy. D says the heavyweight division is the best division, but they need to fight each other. Yeah, man, it's certainly got the best fights. You know, it's got the biggest fights. You know, Joshua Wilder, Joshua Fury, Fury Wilder 2, Usyk Joshua. I mean, there's loads of them. Loads of them. Even White Wilder, White Fury. You know, some great fights out there. Povetkin White. Yeah, man. Yeah, Jake says, Johnny Boy, subscribe. Yes, sir. In the chat. Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News, subscribe to him too. He's in the chat as well. We'll invite McGregor in. We'll get him in here. I'm sure he'll be in here in a second. Yeah, AOBs, man, that's something I don't understand. I get that everyone's different in terms of their metabolism, but how can you train every day, be an athlete, and be a fat cunt like Andy Ruiz? I don't get it. I'm sorry, man, I don't get it. Like I've not been properly exercising for like a long time, and I'm still in decent shape. I've picked up a bit more recently, but I'm still in decent shape. I don't know how Andy Ruiz manages it, to be honest. But if Andy Ruiz is a professional athlete, there's hope for us all, man. There's hope for us all. C188, he's saying Usyk is going to excel at heavyweight. I'm convinced he's going to have a lot of people nervous. Maybe, man. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Hang on. Shizbiz BT Sports 2. The match, and yeah, MB in the chat said it already as well. ABC Def, Hearn said a dumb thing about Hunter yesterday. He said that he doesn't want Hunter to fight AJ because he wants a war and not a boxing match. That's absolutely stupid. Yeah, man, I mean, it's not like Hunter's a runner. I mean, he was boxing Bakole, but he was getting hit in the process and he was getting in exchanges. Michael Hunter's quite exciting. Yeah, I disagreed with him when he said that as well. Yeah, Joe Schmo, boxing needs a monopoly to get the fights we want. Yep. As fans, it would be better for us, certainly. Say what you want about the UFC and how they treat their fighters. At least the fans get the fights they want on a more regular basis than we do. Maybe the fighters aren't treated as well as they should be, but from a fan perspective, you're getting what you want to see for the most part. And even the whole UFC fighters don't get treated well. I think that's a moot point, to be honest with you, because a lot of these guys in the UFC, their purses or their disclosed purses don't look that great, but they get some money on top as well. On top of, like, if the pay-per-view does well. UFC probably just pay a guy what he's actually worth, whereas purses in boxing are inflated. When Leo Santa Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz, he was fighting cab drivers and getting $1 million to do so. He's not worth $1 million. He doesn't generate that much. But, MB, not bad for Manny Robles. He's only just started working with Ruiz, and now he's on that 10%, had a touch there. Yes, he did. Basically won the lottery, old Manny Robles. Oh no, ABC Def, I agree. I think Fury schools White, but it's still a big fight. It's still a big fight in the UK. Yeah, Joe Schmo, we never get the big fights we want, and if we do, usually they're a bit too late. Yeah, D, you're right in regards to heavyweights. It's not just the big three. There's other guys as well, and even prospects. We've been talking about Gorman versus Dubois, Dubois versus Joyce. Things like that. Like even Kaunatsky versus Andy Ruiz. Let's say Ruiz wasn't fighting Joshua. That's another fight. Yeah, there's other fights to make at heavyweights. ABC Def, I think Gassiev will be a good heavyweight. He cuts so much for cruiser, so the strain won't be a problem. Yeah, I agree. I think Gassiev's going to be decent. He's got a good, well-rounded skill set. He can punch. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be a decent contender. And from what I've heard, he's always held his own in sparring against big heavyweights. He sparred a lot with Deontay Wilder, Gassiev. And Gassiev actually rates Wilder quite highly. Bro, I'm fucking really really getting behind in this chat. Okay, let's invite some people. Let's invite Johnny Boy. Let's invite McGregor again. Yeah, Joe Schmo, Wilder, Joshua, Crawford, Spence. These fights should have happened already. Yeah, and no sign but will soon. Disgusting. Yep. Yep. And listen, man, the only thing we can really do as fans is not buy these fights until we get the fight we want. That's the only thing that really matters. That's the only thing you can do. What's up? You good? You good?
What's up?
Sound. Just half watching this Barcelona game as well.
Yeah, what?
Half watching this Barcelona game.
Oh, no.
Hopefully, Barca do the job.
I mean, I hope they knock Liverpool out, but at the same point, what score is the derby match right now?
I don't even know, to be honest.
Because I actually have a bet right now on a Liverpool draw and a derby to win, both teams to score. So Liverpool draw, both teams to score. Derby win, both teams to score. I put 20 quid on that.
Yeah, that'd be decent. That'd be decent, man. Now, Boxing Brains, he's saying Danny Garcia got $1 million to fight Granados, and Granados got 300 or 400k. Yeah, sounds about right, man. Sounds about right.
Granados got 300 or 400k. Well,
that's decent.
Estrada and Rungvisai got less.
Yep. They did. They did, yep. Jesse Vargas got paid more than Estrada and Rungvisai put together.
Jesse Vargas got 1.275 million. Did you know that Rungvisai got 250?
Yep.
And Vargas got 200. So that's 450,000, yeah?
Crazy.
Just a little less than 3 times what they made combined.
Yeah, man. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. But that's boxing,
Jesse Vargas. Huh?
That's boxing, though, isn't it? Like, it's just... It's a shame, man. It is a shame, but yeah. There we go, man. The Quags, he's saying Usyk's going to be the next heavyweight king. Speed kills, and Usyk isn't that small either. Yeah, he's not small. He's got broad shoulders. He's thick. Yeah, he ain't small.
He's also strong.
He is strong. Yeah, man. He's very strong.
He has underrated power.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Good body puncher as well.
He's able to switch it up. Usyk's just... You see, the main thing that people need to remember, it's not just speed kills. Fuck speed kills. Feet kills.
Yes. 100%.
And Usyk's got the fastest feet at heavyweight, hands down.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Like, I know Fury has good feet, but his feet are nowhere near that fast.
Yep.
Like, people are like, well, what about Bellew? Bellew actually had extremely fast feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in comparison to cruiserweights and heavyweights, absolutely.
He had the feet of a fucking light heavyweight. What's up, Johnny?
Yo, what's going on?
What's up, Johnny? You good?
Yeah, what did one of the BDA boys tell you? What?
Yeah, no, I was listening earlier on, and I heard your predicament. So no.
Well,
what happened, mate?
Well, the thing was, I was already on fucking probation for a fight I got into at the bar. And then I was on my fight. They gave me a DUI on my fucking birthday. Those cocksuckers. And I fucking was coming home from my old lady's house. I was going to my ma's. I was about a mile away, and they fucking pinched me. And it was some little Jewish kid. And I fucking started I fucking went off on him. I spit in his fucking face and all kinds of shit, bro.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Johnny.
Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought so. That's why I thought for sure I was getting locked up, but I still might have to do a fucking 60-day or something, but it ain't going to be till like July or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Who was the Jewish person a police officer?
Yeah.
Mate, you better hope you don't get done for assault on a police officer.
I fucking spit on this. Yeah, I went
You
off.
better pray for that.
Okay, McGregor, by the way, Derby are 1-1.
That 1-1.
Yeah, ABC Def in the chat said.
I've got that both teams to score and a draw. I've got Liverpool both teams to score and a draw. No, I've got Derby both teams to score, and I've got Liverpool both teams to score and a draw.
Okay. Yeah.
McGregor, how about that Game of Thrones?
Mate. Yeah, I think this was done because of feminism, to be honest, but that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Nah, I thought it was sick, man, to be honest. And outside of the jokes about feminism there, like that was sick. That was fucking sick. But how come she couldn't come out a couple minutes earlier and save my man's Theon? Spoiler alert, lads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know
people in
what?
the chat might not have seen it.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest, hold on. It's what day is today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now, we're all right to talk about it. If you haven't seen it right now, that's your fault.
You know what,
Math.
McGregor? I know. I'm sure Del doesn't want to talk too much about it, but I thought it was a fucking awesome episode, but I thought it was cool. I thought it was a real good episode, but I thought they should have killed off some more people than what they killed a couple people off, but it should have been a fucking meat rack in there. You know what I mean?
Well, there was a lot of people dead, like just not a lot of main characters. I mean, at the end of the day, like we didn't actually have a major main character go. We had some decent characters. The thing that's still like shocking me is how Grey Worm did die.
Yeah. They all
I thought for sure. I said if anybody in that episode was for sure dead. That's what's actually surprising me more is like I think we all believed Grey Worm was gone, especially after the episode before and talking about the beaches and how they didn't belong there and everything. I thought for sure that was his final hurrah, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Big spoiler in the chat, real quick. Yeah, but Theon's been around since the beginning, so I mean, he was he was up there as far as the main characters go. So I was like, yeah, okay. And
well, Theon's been around since the very beginning, so he counts as like a main character.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Him and Daenerys' buddy.
Jorah. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, my mic went. Sorry, man. My mic went.
Yeah.
Dell's probably been like, all right, now let's talk about boxing.
Yeah, no, that's way down. Yeah, my mic. I was saying, what the fuck? Like my mic's, but yeah, my mic's been fucking up all day, man.
I just wanted to save my 2 cents here real quick.
No, I don't even know where it was. There's something in the chat I wanted to read out, but I fucking lost where it was. Oh, bollocks. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, Johnny Ball, what do you think of Canelo Jacobs this weekend?
I was just watching the press conference right before I jumped down here. To be honest with you, I'd like to. I would really like to see Jacobs pull it off, just because Canelo's the golden boy and yada yada yada. I don't think he can though, because Canelo's got a fucking iron chin, and I don't think Jacobs is getting a shake on the scorecard, so he's got to knock him out, and he's not going to knock Canelo out.
Or he needs to win 10 clear, 11 clear rounds. Like he actually needs to win more clearly than Fury beat Wilder.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually needs to be more clear than that. Like, getting a win like Lara means you're going to lose by a medium-sized decision, not even a close decision. Lara, I don't think the Lara fight was that close on the cards as such. I think like on 2 of the cards he won by like 4 rounds. Canelo, 116, 112. So.
Yeah, man. I think if Danny, the thing is, like we could say, Danny needs to be aggressive. He needs to try and knock Canelo out. But when Danny is aggressive, when he lets go of his hands, he's quite wide of his punches. And that's going to give Canelo all the chances in the world to
a lot of openings.
Yeah.
If the more aggressive Jacobs is, the more likely it is he can get knocked out as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because when Danny's aggressive, he loses his shape. And when you fight in a counter puncher like Canelo, that's not going to end well.
you know what? And here's the thing: Danny's got he's not great at either one, but he's got good hand speed and he's got good power. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And he's got the length on Canelo. So I mean, if I was him, I would keep it in the middle of the ring, and his jab needs to be on point, bro. His jab's got to be on point. He just needs to stay in the middle, jab. I mean, Canelo's gonna get shots off, so he's got to, you know. But for the most part, I would stay off the ropes, keep pumping the jab in his face, and you know, take it from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to box on the back foot.
Yeah,
and hopefully he can make the range, like the length count. Hopefully he can make the quicker feet count as well. He needs to make Canelo chase the fight, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Canelo, the one weakness we can say, he's not the best at cutting off a ring. Never has been.
No, yeah.
Like when he's made to come forwards, I think that's when, like that's where he seems a bit like, that's the one area of his game that's kind of not, you know, it's not great. Like Lara showed that, Floyd showed that, even Austin Trout showed that, and even Cotto in rounds showed that.
That's true, but the one thing that's different now is Canelo's changed how he fights. He doesn't really come forward as such anymore. So like he'll actually like wait for the counters, and I've seen him be willing to literally just stand there and let it go into a standstill. He's changed that because he realizes he's better at mid-range back foot fighting.
Yeah, I know, man, but he's not really fought anybody who's made him take the lead, if that makes sense. Like if Jacobs, if Jacobs,
although in the rematch against Golovkin, he was coming forward, mate.
Yeah, he was. No, he was, to be fair.
And he punched the absolute living shit out of Golovkin when he started coming forward. That was ridiculous. That's the best like cutting off of a ring I've seen Canelo do as well. But maybe it has something to do with the fact that Triple G's never fought on the back foot.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think Danny he's got the natural attributes to give Canelo a tough fight, but like Johnny Boy alluded to earlier on, like Danny could win 7-5, but he ain't going to get the decision. So,
can I say what I think? Yeah, I don't even care about the decision anymore. I don't really care. I feel like we were kind of fucked ourselves over thinking that way about Golovkin versus Canelo, and a lot of us don't remember just how good those fights were. And I think that Canelo versus Jacobs, let's just let the decisions happen and let's worry about enjoying the fight. Like Oscar said to Danny, don't worry about like the decisions or whatever, worry about Canelo, which is probably the best piece of advice he could have ever given, because Canelo's a very good, dangerous fighter. So pay attention to that. And what we should do, instead of worrying about the cards, is we should enjoy the fight and then afterwards worry about the cards. But before that, let's not give a shit. We're not going to be shocked. Let's just enjoy the fight and then be pissed.
You know what I had told BDA. I was talking with the boys on BDA last night. I says, they were like, yeah, I'm always worried about the scorecards and blah blah blah. And I says, you know what? This is what I do, BDA. I says, just go off of what you saw. Don't look at what the fucking Fugazi judges got to say. Just go off of what you saw. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And do you know what? If I had the power to like actually determine the result of one boxing match this year, this would be it. I hope Canelo gets ironed out. I really do. Cannot stand the guy. I can't stand the guy. Hope he gets ironed out. And I like Jacobs as well. So
you might not like the guy, but do you rate him as a boxer?
Oh no. I've said this in the past. The weird thing is, I hate what Canelo stands for in boxing, but if it's just down to fighting, I love watching him fight. It's one of those ones.
He's one of the best fighters to watch out there, hands down.
Yeah, but it's just what comes with him. It's the politics.
If there's a competitive fight involving Canelo, you know that it has to. If the fight's really competitive to watch outside of the scorecards, you know that there's a chance you're watching a fight of the year candidate.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
And this is, if Jacobs does fight, this could be the fight of the year. It really could be. This could, if Jacobs doesn't be afraid and he comes to fucking fight, fuck me. This could be. I think Jacobs has the style, if he comes to fight, to be more dangerous than Golovkin was, to be honest, which could make for something very interesting.
Do you think
Well, yeah.
he comes to fight?
If he really comes to fight, I can see him getting dropped, and but I can also see him like really like making Canelo scared and get into a shell, because I think he's able to hit from angles that Golovkin can't. That Canelo's not really been hit from by many fighters. Jacobs can hit from many angles. He can catch it in the temple, on the top of your head. He's able to catch it with hooks. He's able to catch it with uppercuts. Like, the guy can throw a lot of shots.
Yeah. And Danny Jacobs is the biggest guy Canelo's fought aside of Rocky Fielding, and Danny Jacobs is a lot better fighter than that kid. No, nothing against him, but you know,
Rocky the fucking lawn chair Fielding. He folded like a deck. Yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. The size of Jacobs, that is going to be interesting.
I'm still happy for Rocky, by the way. Look, I'm still happy for him, because at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, he got to fight at MSG against the biggest name in the sport, and he got $5 million to do it.
Yeah,
fair play to the kid. Like, just well done to him. Like, I don't care how it happened, if it was political, whatever. I just say fair fucking play to you. You managed in a weird way to be able to say that you're a former world champion and you fought against the biggest name in the sport for $5 million at MSG. That's like a boyhood dream. Yeah, even though he's shit. That's just a proper lad thing. You know what I mean? So fair play to him as a lad. He's not a great fighter, but fair play to him as a lad.
Hats off to him. I agree, bro. But like I say, nothing against him at all.
Wait, hold on. Am I the only person who's actually still in shock that he actually managed to beat Tyrone Zweger?
Yeah. When he beat Zager in Germany, it's crazy. I thought he was going to lose that fight as well.
I don't think anybody's getting steamrolled in Canelo Jacobs. Yeah, you're right. I don't think anybody's just going to get blown out of the water. I think it's going to be back and forth. And, Canelo will probably get a close decision. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. How's Jacobs going to deal with those body shots from Canelo?
Yes, especially with the rehydration.
Yeah, that's true.
That's right, man. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, though. There's enough to keep you interested. It's good, man. It's a good fight. Looking forward to it.
Very good fight.
It's one of the better fights this year, if we're being honest. Certainly one of the better fights this year. And ABC in the chat, he's made a good point about Canelo. When Golovkin rocked the shit out of him in the rematch, his upper body movement after when he got hurt was really good. Like, even when he's hurt, he maintains composure. He can defend himself. Yeah, Alvarez is like a veteran at this point.
Yeah,
he is
a veteran. What do you mean, like a veteran? How many years has Canelo been fighting? He's a 12-year pro, 13-year pro?
I think he made his debut 2005.
So he's turned into a 14-year pro, if that's the case, right? So he's a 14-year pro with over 50 professional fights. That's not a veteran.
And he's not 30.
That's beyond a veteran.
It's crazy. He's not even 30. Like, he's had mad fights. He has fought some good fighters. Some really good.
And as he keeps picking up fights like fucking what's his face, like what's his name, Jacobs, and then he fights like Boo Boo Andrade. If he goes undisputed, even though there's asterisks and there's political shit involved, if he goes undisputed at like middleweight, the chap's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, he already is, to be honest.
He is already on his resume, but I'm talking like the day he retires, first ballot Hall of Famer kind of deal.
Yeah. And the scary thing is, like, Canelo can still get better. He can still get better.
I think he's at his peak, like, right now.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's like 29, 28, yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
2-0.
Ah, brilliant. That is beautiful. Is it
Messi, Suarez.
Perfect. 2-0. Hope there's no.
He took a shot off the crossbar, came out. Barcelona player caught it on his chest, and the ball went in.
Perfect.
Jurgen looks mate. Look, even though I have money on this, if Liverpool do lose this and they get knocked out of the Champions League, nothing in the world would make me happier if we win the Prem and we win the FA Cup and we've won the Carling Cup and Liverpool have won nothing.
As a United fan, I'll take that. I'll take Man City winning the league. I want you guys to win it, to be honest. But yeah,
I'm sure you want Watford to win the FA Cup.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I don't blame any fan for that. But if we do the domestic treble and Liverpool win nothing, I'm going to be laughing at all of my mates for about 10 years.
Yeah, with Liverpool, it's always, this year's our year. If this year's our year, never.
If you're able to, check that goal out later.
Yeah. No,
Suarez with the assist off the crossbar, mate. Messi comes in, chests it.
No, so official picks for Canelo Golovkin. Are you just going
Canelo Jacobs?
Yeah, sorry, Canelo to Jacobs. Yeah, Canelo Jacobs. I've got decision.
Am I predicting the official result or the result that I will give?
Just official result.
I'll give all 3 judge scorecards now, guys, as well.
Oh God.
I'm predicting a majority decision, 114-114.
Yep.
117, not 116-112, and a 115-130 decision Canelo.
Yeah.
So 115-113, 116-112, and a 114-114 majority decision.
Yeah, I think Canelo is going to get a UD. I think he'll get a UD.
Yeah, I wonder what odds you could get on that.
Yeah, exactly. Probably
decent. Yeah, I got Canelo on points in a tough fight. That's the way I see it too.
Yeah, and
I think the bookies agree with us. By the way, he's 2-9 or something like that. Man, 4.5 to 1 favorite. Like fucking hell.
Yeah, there's no value in this fight, really, is there?
Against Daniel Jacobs, like when you think a fighter is a 4.5 to 1 favorite against Daniel Jacobs, that's ridiculous.
Mm. No, it is. But no, I'm looking forward to it. And and it kicks off a good May, though. It kicks off a really good month for boxing. We needed it as well. Some great fights this month. Yeah,
there are. There's and also this weekend on we got the big one with Canelo and Jacobs, but Better Biev is on ESPN as well.
Yeah,
against Hot Rod. What a fight that could be.
That's a good fight. Decent fight. Hot Rod is like, he's not that proven, he's not that known, but he's like a banana skin type fighter where, he could pull off an upset. You never know. Like, he's tall and rangy. He fights in a good rhythm, has okay power. Good
Liverpool, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's good, man, Hot Rod. He's good.
I just watched your video, McGregor, about Kovalev and Yarde. Yeah, what is the fucking holdup? Let's get this thing fucking taken care of already.
I'm going to say this right now. Somebody told me that a source of his said this, right? And I trust this person's source because they've told me a lot of things. Like, they told me the exact viewing figures about 3 weeks of things before they were ever released and who was getting signed where and whatever. They have like a media source with different places, but specifically with Warren, right? Anyway, the rumor has it is that the WBO have been given the green light that what's his face, Gilberto Ramirez, is moving to 175, and that Ramirez and Kovalev is going to be automatically ordered, and so Team Yard can pull out gracefully.
That's not a bad fight, though, Ramirez and Kovalev. I don't think he's
it's not a bad fight, but if that is what happens, I don't know. Even though Ramirez, like, he's a proven world level kind of guy, you'd probably prefer to see Anthony Yarde versus Kovalev because you just want to see it. It's one of those things.
Boxing hipster mode, I'd rather see Kovalev Ramirez. Straight up. I think Ramirez is a better fighter.
ESPN and Top Rank should set up a little, if that's the route they're going to go down, they should have Kovalev fight Ramirez and Beterbiev fight Vazdik, have a little 4-man tournament.
Mate, all I want to see, like, I'll be honest with you, we call for Undisputed a heavyweight all the time. I want to see these bastards unify or do their mandatories or whatever, like Vazdik/Bivol, one of them fight Marcus Brown, right? Because he's like number 1 in both those bodies. Outside of that, like, you want to see Beterbiev fight against Kovalev, or Beterbiev like unify with Vazdik/Bivol, or Bivol Vazdik, like Kovalev Bivol Kovalev Vazdik. There isn't a bad fight to be made there.
Yeah. Exactly. They're all no matter how the chips fall, they're all good fights.
Get me smoke in the chat. He's actually mentioned a good fight. Ramirez versus Yard. That'd be a good fight.
I actually think that's how it should be done. Whoever the number one contender is in the division fights the champion if the champion's coming up for number one.
I'd watch that. Ramirez Yard. That's a good fight.
I'd like to see it. It's a proper. Yeah. It would all. By the way, in a weird way, like if Yard were to fight Kovalev and lose, yeah, like it wouldn't really matter. Long story short, but if Yard could fight against Ramirez and pull off the victory, it'd be a brilliant fucking like. It'd give him a lot of learning experience for that Kovalev fight and how to fight someone who can box.
Yeah, if he beat a Gilberto Ramirez, he becomes like legitimate, I guess, as well. Like because Yard right now is unproven as hell. If he beat Ramirez, he becomes like a legitimate contender.
Ramirez has had one fight in the light heavyweight division, and that one fight is better than all of Yard's opponents combined.
Yeah, I know.
And that's Tommy Karpency. That's sad.
Yeah, it is.
When Tommy Karpency is better than all of your opponents combined, you know something's gone wrong.
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, you know, if Ramirez goes to 175, stays there, and
Messi
Yard,
on a free kick.
And Yard just pulls out. Wouldn't be surprised.
Free kick from Messi. Oh my God!
Is it in?
Top corner, mate, 32 yards!
Hey.
Oh my God! What a fucking goal that is! If you have a TV in the background, they'll switch it on to see the replay of that.
No, I've just seen it. Is there any Liverpool fans in the chat?
If there is, they're not fucking subscribing to me. Not after that. Sorry about that.
But yeah, man, light heavyweight. I mean, there's some great fighters. There's some great fights to be made. I mean, there's no excuses. Bodzic, Beterbiev, they're on the same side of the street. Get that shit made.
Yeah,
Ardell, I've got a question for you, just real fast. What is the chances of Liverpool overturning a 3-0 deficit to Barcelona?
I wouldn't want to rule him out, but you never know. Nah, it's not going to happen.
PSG beat Barcelona like 3-0 or 4-0 one season, like last year or the year before. Barcelona came back and beat them 5-0, mate.
Yep.
They're just Messi's some guy, isn't he? Fuck me.
He's great. Yeah.
Greatest player I've ever watched.
Nah, he's great, man. But nah, man, light heavyweight. Like it's frustrating, man, because there's some great fights, but just not really happening right now.
I think
there's great fights at all levels.
Yeah, I think Grandpa Bob Arum he's gonna have to set him up sooner or later because aside of Bivol, he's got everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's got them all aside of Bivol. So
exactly.
You know, Vazdik, Beterbiev, Kovalev, Zerto, Ramirez. You know, they're all under the same banner in the same weight class.
The only one he doesn't have is Marcus Brown, really, isn't it? And Bivol.
Yeah, and Brown, I forgot about.
He's even got like fringe guys like Jesse Hart and people like that. Yep.
He's got a fridge light heavyweight stable, basically.
Yeah, Elidia Alvarez is with ESPN as well. I think. I'm sure he's got Alvarez as well.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. If he did a unified bill, man, like a unified light heavyweight bill, it'd be sick. It could be like card of the year kind of shit.
But like, I would take So Kovalev, Beterbiev, Vodzic. So hang on, Kovalev, Beterbiev, and Vodzic, Alvarez on one card. I'll take that.
I'd buy that fucking thing. I'd be fine with.
That'd be great. Have a little tournament. Make a little tournament.
Yeah.
That's something though. Like promoters back in the day, like they used to do these tournaments, like the HBO heavyweight tournament with like Tyson and that. They used to do more of that sort of thing back in the day with promoters. But they don't do it now. You know
what my dad fucking told me the other day. He's like, dude, listen, and think about this. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, when he was like my age, 27, whatever. He's like, listen, we had Hagler and Anna Fermo and Ray Leonard versus Wilfredo Benitez on one card, and it was free. Yeah. And it was free.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, he's like, so that just shows you how fucking far we've fallen from grace here.
And he's like, that'd be like getting fucking Crawford and Sean Porter and Danny Jacobs versus fucking Andrade on the same card on free television, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah. The frustrating thing for me though is like, obviously we know like there's promotional BS that stops fights from happening, but the thing that winds me up is when like heavyweight, like a lot of these fights can get made. They're just holding it off, man. It's annoying, to be honest with you. It's just really annoying. But I mean, hopefully it picks up at light heavyweight. To be honest with you, hopefully it picks up. I think it will do. I think it's got to.
And I'll give Kovalev a little bit of a pass just because he's got court shit going on right now with that with that case or whatever.
Yeah.
So that I can let slide. So, but in the meantime, after Better Be of fights this weekend, you can set him and Vosdick up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's a great fight, man. It's I mean, the thing I don't get with it, there's no point even like prolonging it because that fight, it's a great fight, but it's never going to be a massive fight. Do you know what I mean? It's never going to be a big fight. So they might as well make it now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a fight for the hardcores, and it's always going to be a fight for the hardcores. So
which fight's this?
Vodsic Peterbiev. It's never going to be a big fight.
That's a hardcore fight, but of all of the fights that he could make, that's a really big fight in my opinion. Like if he were to do something crazy out of here, it could be one of the biggest fights in the history of Russia if he put on Beterbiev versus Kovalev.
Yeah, no, I agree, but like
put that in Russia. Just ask Royabinsky to come in and shit like that. All of a sudden, those fighters are getting paid like 11 million each or some shit for that fight.
No, I agree.
That's massive.
They can have it in the States, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? It's like
something stupid.
Yeah, there we go, man. Light heavyweight.
Yo,
I've got faith. I've got faith. It's gonna. They'll put it around, man. And what else we got this month?
We
have the card I'm going to, mate.
Oh yeah, Josh Taylor, Baranchik. Yep.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Another fight of the year candidate right there. Josh Taylor versus Baranchik.
I think, you know what? Thinking about it a bit more, I think I'm staying with Taylor by a close decision. I think he'll go life and death, and he'll just about win.
I think he might get dropped.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I've no clue. I can't actually call it. It's one of these. Have you ever seen me sit on the fence still?
I can't remember. To be honest, I can't remember.
I might sit on the fence until the fight's made. I don't normally sit on the fence. I don't remember. I'm normally either 100% or nothing.
Is Josh Taylor? Is he Irish or Scottish, bro?
Scottish.
Oh, he's Scottish. Okay, yeah.
But that's going to be a great atmosphere as well.
He's Scottish, mate, but like he's got a big weight of Scottish people behind him. He's got a country behind him in Scotland. They love Taylor, man. They're really behind their lad, big time. If he can win this tournament, we've got a superstar.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And also, let's say he beats if he beat like Baranchik and Grace back to back, that's a good bit of work. That's a good year.
If he does that this year, someone has a long way to go to become Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year to beat that.
I was just gonna say that if he does that, he and as far as I'm concerned, he's Fighter of the Year.
Yeah.
The only way it gets beaten weirdly might be if Daenerys beats Inoue.
Yeah.
The only other than that, the only other thing I could think of is if like Canelo beats the shit out of Jacobs, like just blows him out, and then
in November, December beats Andrade
or Golovkin a third time. Yeah.
But if it's not that, if Canelo becomes undisputed, we just have to say it's over. It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Or what happens if at the end of the year Joshua fights Usyk and Usyk beats Joshua?
Oh yeah, Usyk
coming up to heavyweight and Usyk beats Takam and then Joshua.
Yeah,
there's your Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year, lads.
Yeah. Speaking of Joshua,
2 fights in unified. What's up?
Speaking of Joshua Usyk and that, do you know what? That's a fight I want to see after Ruiz. Joshua Usyk.
Since the Wilder fight ain't happening.
That's not happening. So Joshua Usyk, let's get it on. I think Usyk's a dangerous guy, man. He's super dangerous. He's got a chance in that fight. He really does.
It'd be competitive. That's for sure.
I'd love it. I'd love that fight. I think Usyk's feet will give Joshua all types of problems.
See, that's another one. Just if Usyk and Joshua were to fight, that's another one. Just like Canelo Jacobs, where I don't see anybody getting fucking totally blown out. You know what I mean? It'll be back and forth. I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a great fight. People would get excited in the UK because they know who Usyk is now. Because obviously the Bellew fight, like he's fought well over here. People like him, so that fight would do really well over here. I mean, Ruiz, like, this is the first time, like, nobody's talking about this fight, really.
Fucking, yeah. Anthony Joshua is essentially fighting me on June the 1st, bro.
Like, and the thing is, yeah, like, the casuals in the UK are not really, they're not feeling it, because I was at work today, yeah, and they saw the announcement of Ruiz, and they couldn't believe it. Oh, who's this fat cunt? Who's this guy? You know what I mean? Like, they couldn't believe it.
Right, so I was chilling with some of my mates there, yeah, like casuals who know a little about boxing, but not much, right? And they saw that Ruiz was said, and they always ask me, like, what's my opinion on fights, because they know I'm massively hardcore, right? But I didn't say that, and I just said, well, what do you think? And they're like, well, he's a fat fucking shit, isn't he? This is a shit fight. And I'm like, yeah, he is a fat shit, but like at the end of the day, that fat shit can fight. Like, for a fat shit, he can fight. We gotta admit, like, pound for pound, like proper fatsters, he's a pound for pound fat fighter. Yeah, like, if you're talking crowd, like, he's got a beautiful body. He's like a BBW on Ritalin, isn't he?
But he needs to fight Kaunatsky for that fat boy title. He needs to fight Kaunatsky for that.
Nah, Kaunatsky ain't in that fat boy league. He's not as fat as him.
He's
like, that's like, if we're talking like fat boys, how good would Andy Ruiz versus Butterbean be? That'd be fucking tremendous. I'm picking Butterbean by 8 round stoppage, man.
That'd be fuck. They'd have the fucking flubber interim title for that one.
Fuck, you know.
Big girls, you are beautiful. See it now. Bit of Mika coming out, man.
Oh dear. But now Ruiz, he can fight for a fat guy, but like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, to be honest with you. Just like I said, man, if we can't get Wilder Joshua, just let's have Joshua Usyk. Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
He'll fight. And I think Usyk can beat him. I'll be honest. I really think Usyk has a good chance.
I think that's really, really a toss-up, in my opinion. It's a 50-50, bro. It's a pick'em. It's a pick'em fight.
What's a pick'em fight?
Joshua Usyk.
I think it's a 60-40 just because of size.
Yeah.
But Usyk can do it. If anyone who's smaller than Joshua can beat him, it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the question. Does Usyk beat Joshua in a close points fight on a matchroom card?
No. Absolutely not.
No. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yep. And yeah, exactly. A carnival in the chat. Joshua, those TUEs, man, those TUEs. Usyk needs to get on them.
Well, and
I'm sure he probably is on some.
Oh yeah.
Even in the Joseph Parker fight, right? Even in that fight, now Joshua won that fight, but the scorecards were fucking wide. Yeah, they were all like 10-2 AJ. I thought it was more like a 8-4 kind of gig. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Parker gave Joshua problems, man. He really did. But yeah, I mean, the cards for Joshua, they're going to be wide. They're going to be wide, even close fights. You've got to beat him decisively or knock him out.
And Parker and Usyk are about the same size. They're 6'3", 6'4", or something like that.
Yeah, and Usyk's feet are a lot quicker than Parker's.
Oh my god,
quicker hands. I think honestly, but Usyk's foot speed is going to give Joshua problems. I think so anyway. I think so. Yeah, Joe Schmo, Anthony Joshua. The whole story is he's got TUE exemptions. Where I wouldn't be surprised. They do exist in the UK.
Lads, I've got a question for you. What's one of the best undercards you've ever seen off of the top of your head?
Best undercards? Oh,
I can think of a recent one real quickly. Chocolatita Rungvisai won.
Oh, who was on that undercard?
That was the undercard to Jacobs Triple G.
Yes, you're right.
Wow, yeah, you're right.
Hang on, what was on the undercard of Gonzalez Rungvisai 2? Was it Estrada versus Quadras? Maybe.
Might have been.
It might have been Quadras and Arroyo, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
That might have been the Superfly card. That might have been the entire Superfly card.
Yeah. The first Superfly card was so good. I forgot what but what was the first one? Well, I'm sure that was Gonzalez Rungvisai 2, Estrada Quadras, and Inoue versus Nieves.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
God, Barcelona on the attack.
There was somebody on the undercard. There was somebody
he scuffed it.
There was somebody on the undercard of one of the Pacquiao Morales fights. I can't think of what it was. I was like 14 and shit, but so I can't think that far back. But there was somebody on the undercard on one of them fights. I can't remember who the fuck it was, but I remember it was a fucking war, and I think it was on the undercard of the first Pacquiao Eric Morales fight. I think.
I remember a great card off the top of my head. And Marco Antonio Barrera versus Rocky Juarez too. That card was fucking great. We had Israel Vasquez against Johnny Gonzalez on that card, and we had Jorge Barrios versus Guzman.
Yeah.
That's a sick card.
Floyd Canelo, we had Danny Garcia versus Matisse.
Yeah.
Vasquez versus Mickey Bay. I know that fight was terrible, but on paper it was okay. That's a decent card.
Oh my God, I was watching Floyd Canelo with a bunch of black dudes in the hood when that fight was going on. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to say something and piss everybody off.
No, man, that fight felt like, it feels like 2 years ago when it's like nearly 6 years ago now. It's crazy. It's fucking mad. Canelo's been around for a long time now, man. Been around a long time. It's crazy.
Do you know what was a good card?
Go on.
Honestly, Mayweather Cotto.
I forgot what was on that card, I'll be honest.
Canelo Mosley.
Oh yeah, Canelo Mosley. Mosley was done though.
Lattimore and Quintana. Keith Thurman against Hoskins.
Okay. I don't even remember, man.
That was actually a fucking nice little card if you think about it.
Yeah.
The fights were good. Mostly Canelo wasn't a bad fight. Floyd and Miguel Cotto was a very good fight, to be fair.
It was
for
a
few rounds.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Quintana Lattimore was a fucking great fight as well. If Johnny remembers, I know he watched that card. I know he did.
Which one is that, McGregor?
The Mayweather Cotto undercard. Do you remember Lattimore versus Quintana? That was a great little fight on that card.
Oh, yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
I just remember thinking to myself, yo, they ain't having a better fight on this card than that. They punched the shit out of each other.
Yeah, that was when I was at college. I think I came home that weekend for that fucking fight. That was when I was in my glory days there.
Yeah, I'm in the chat. ABC Def, he said, I swear Don King had Julio Cesar Chavez and Gerald McClellan and Jackson on the same card. Yeah, some of his cards were crazy. Some of his cards were mad. Yeah, Don King had the best cards, I think.
Of all time.
Yeah. 100%. Say what you want about the guy. Yeah, Get the Smoke says it as well. Yeah, Don King, he had the best cards.
I know that there was a card once that Tex Rickard put on that every fight had Hall of Famers on.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't remember who it was. I'd need to go and find that again. It was a Dempsey card. Jack Dempsey was fighting a Hall of Famer, and then I think Reb might have been on the card or something like that. Like there was Hall of Fame galore.
What do you reckon best UK card recently?
Recently, the best UK card, as crazy as it may sound to some people, I think was Joshua versus Molina. Because the main event was shit, but we had two possible Fight of the Year contenders in Chisora White 1 and Hosea Burton versus Buglioni.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, that's a good shout. White versus Parker was good as well, to be fair.
Holyfield versus Mike Tyson 1, yeah?
Go on.
Had Zolkin versus Akamwande.
Yeah.
Michael Moorer versus a prime Franz Botha. Ricardo Lopez versus Ndomo for the minimum weight world title. Camaro versus Sainz for the WBA World Super Bantamweight title. And Scott Welch was on the card.
Scott Welch, Jesus.
That's a random one. You have Camaro, Lopez, Mora, Tyson, Akawande, Scott Welch. Christy Martin as well.
That broad could fight, man. That chick could fight. That chick could throw down. I gotta get to her. She's a good fighter.
It's not a bad card. I'm just gonna go through some of Mike Tyson's cards.
Did Michael Moore hit? Was it Michael Moore who had the great fucking fight with Bert Cooper back in the day? I think it was.
May have done, mate. May have done. What was on the Mike Tyson Bruno card in '96? Yo, Michael Carbajal versus Castro, Bernard Hopkins versus Lipsy, Key Holmes versus Quincy Taylor. Whoa. Ala Villamor versus Ricardo Lopez. So Mike Tyson Bruno had Carbajal Castro, Hopkins Lipsy, Holmes Taylor, and Lopez Villamor. And even below that, we had Miguel Angel Gonzalez versus Marchene.
And then on top of that, you had Tupac get shot outside. All kinds of fucking entertainment that night.
Fucking hell, man. That's a card, isn't it?
I think that's the one. Yeah, I think that's the one Tupac got wasted when he was fucking leaving.
No idea, mate.
It ain't? Oh, I thought it was Tyson and Bruno in '96.
I have no idea is what I'm saying. I just said I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, I think, yeah, that was he got fucking whacked when he was leaving the fight, yeah.
That was '96. Let's have a look at '89 Bruno versus Tyson. I don't think that was a great card. It's Juma Nelson versus Mario Martinez. Holy shit! Yo, Johnny, imagine a card, right? Similar to this, yeah? Are you ready? James Buster Douglas versus Trevor Berbick.
Mm-hmm.
Julian Jackson versus Francisco de Jesus. Mike Tyson versus Frank Bruno. Azumo Nelson versus Mario Martinez. That's your card.
Fuck. That's that's a good one.
Fuck me, that's sick, man. Don put everybody in it, didn't he? It's like you win or you lose, boys. I'm making money. He's off. Oh, fucking evil, man.
And look at how far we've fallen. We got Robert Easter Jr. headline and shit. Oh my God.
No, people say like Don King's evil and blah 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 and a horrible person. And like in a way, whatever. But for fight fans, he was good for boxing.
Oh yeah.
Fact. For fight fans.
McGregor, yeah. For boxing, he was great for boxing. I mean, he was a scumbag.
No, I don't think he was great for boxing. I think he was fantastic for fight fans.
Yeah,
I think he was terrible for the sport itself. In reality.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, he was a scumbag. He killed a couple people. He was a bookmaker for the Italians in Cleveland, bro. But he fucking he put a lot of good fights together. You can't take that away from him.
Mm-hmm. I'll be right back. Johnny, I don't know where Dell's gone, but like, go read the chat for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right.
Because I think Dell's like got mute.
Taking a shit or something.
Can you hear me?
Yo, McGregor said I'll be right back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I was talking that whole time and like I was wondering why nobody was fucking answering. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Oh yeah, I didn't hear a word till just now.
How long have I been gone? Like a long while, or
3-4 minutes.
Okay. No, yeah, you guys were talking about Don King, innit? Yeah, he was a scumbag, but like for boxing fans, I mean, he gave us the fights we wanted, man. What more can you say?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how the fuck are like people are still signing with Don King? Like Vanes Martirosyan, like last year signed with Don King. It's fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. A year later, he's fucking moaning about not getting fights. Fucking hell.
Only in America, baby.
Yeah, man. Fucking like Trevor Bryan, that heavyweight. You know that guy from? I think he's from Brooklyn. Trevor Bryan.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
I think he's like interim champion or something like that. Like he's with Don King. Crazy, man.
He's still poking around.
Yeah, man. What possesses somebody to sign with a guy? Like it's 2019, yeah. The book on Don King's been written. People know what he's about. But why would you sign with that guy?
And he's been around since the fucking early 70s.
I know, man. It's crazy.
Going on 50 fucking years over here.
Yeah, and MB. Yeah, he signed. He has Amir Imam as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I read Amir Imam's trying to sue him as well. So for the who did he fight? Was it Jose Ramirez? Yeah, Jose Ramirez. Yeah, so apparently he got paid. So his purse was 300 grand, and I read that fucking Amir Imam only saw like 20 grand of it.
Jesus, I'd fucking kill him.
So would I, man. I'd fucking wring his neck, honestly.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But like, it's weird because you hate to hear people like get conned out of that money, but at the same time, you signed with Don King.
Yeah, what are you expecting?
Crazy, man. It's like fucking Bermain Stavern. Like, he was signed with Don King. I mean, to be fair to Don King, how fucking Stavern got a title, I'll fucking never know. So Stavern done his job. Sorry, Don King done a good job for Stavern, at least.
Oh, remember, he's the second most skilled heavyweight behind Wilder. That's right.
Bermain Stavern. Jesus Christ. Fucking
him, 96-year-old Ortiz and Wilder, 3 best heavyweights in the world.
Dusty ass Ortiz, or Dusty Ortiz. Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy.
And then he turns after all. That's like I say. That just kills me. After all that shit, so I'm not gonna say no names, but after all that shit talking about Anthony Joshua's ducking him and blah 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 blah, you get a fucking biggest payday of your career, and you fucking turn it down. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I don't want to ever hear nothing about how AJ ducked this 65-year-old fucking Cuban that was hanging out with fucking Meyer Lansky back in the day.
Yeah, man. I mean, Luis Ortiz was like a grown man in the fucking Cuban Missile Crisis.
He was fucking Primo Carnera's sparring partner, probably.
Was it fucking precise? He said he was on the undercard of David versus Goliath.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, dear. Yeah.
He was on fucking Dempsey and Jack Sharkey's undercard.
Like, do you remember when, like, I swear there was like an interview with Luis Ortiz, and he said he remembered seeing Ali versus, I forgot what he said. I think it was like, I don't know whether he said Ali Fraser, maybe. Like, he said he saw it like live. Like, I kid you not.
That's back when he was in his 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Christ.
He was a fucking kid when Ezra Charles was fighting shit over here.
Yeah. Like, some guy in boxing, I think it may have been Rick Glazer, like, he said that like Luis Ortiz and Rigondeaux were both like a lot older than they're saying. Like, I think he said Ortiz was like nearly 50, like 48, 47.
I gotta tell you this, though. My pops is almost 70, right? Because he didn't have me till he was like 40, you know.
Yeah.
And my pops, he doesn't follow, and he's been watching boxing since the fucking Floyd Patterson days, you know what I'm saying? So he fucking, he'll watch he doesn't, you know, because he's an old man, but he don't follow it like nearly as much as he used to. Like, even when I was a kid, like in the 90s and shit, he don't follow it. Nothing close like he used to. If it's a big fight, he'll put one on like Triple G and Canelo. He'll watch that. If Pacquiao's fighting, he'll watch that. But he doesn't follow it to a T like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he used in his day, you know what I mean? But I showed him fucking what Lomachenko did to Krolla, and he's like, Jesus Christ, dude. He's like, that's one of the best. He's like, dude, that fucking Lomachenko might be one of the best fighters I've ever seen. And mind you, my dad used to fight. He's been watching boxing since the fucking Floyd Patterson days. So if he's telling me that, I don't want any of these other 30-year-old channels fucking telling me, oh, he ain't worth his shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I agree. Like, Lomachenko's one of those guys, like, you just got to enjoy him while he's still here, to be honest. Just enjoy his career while he's still active. Because he ain't going to be around forever, man. He ain't going to be around forever.
No, what is he, 31, 32?
31, yeah. I think he's got 2 real, like, good years left. And then after that, he'll start to, like, slow down a bit.
That's one, you know, it's like I say, it's give or take a year or two. It's always right around 35 when all the great fighters start to slip some, all of them. You know what I'm saying? If they've been in a bunch of wars like Eric Morales or something, it'll come a couple years sooner.
Yeah.
If they're not getting hit too much, it'll come later, like Bernard Hopkins or something. You know what I'm saying? But well, that's kind of a bad case because Bernard Hopkins fought till he was fucking 60. But you know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, it's always like right around the 35, 36 age. Yeah.
No, I agree, and that's what makes like somebody like Manny Pacquiao. It makes him a bit more remarkable because like his career has been super long. He's had really tough fights. You know, he's been through the gauntlet, and like physically, he's still a fucking specimen. Like he like when he talks, he doesn't sound like he's punch drunk. He sounds clear, concise. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's not talking like Riddick Bowe or one of these other guys who's just, you know, gone. Like, I'm not bashing them guys or anything, but that you can tell they're punchy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because Manny Pacquiao's had a mad career. He really has.
You know, Tommy Hearns is like that.
Terry
Norris.
Yeah, Terry Norris, James Toney.
Yeah, Tony, yeah. There's a bunch of them.
Roy Jones isn't too bad, actually. He's quite clear.
Yeah, and he's got knocked the fuck out of fucking 6 times, too. So
I think it may be like when fighters take, like if they get knocked out cold, it doesn't do as much. It's when they take beatings, like.
Yeah.
Because like Tony had a great chin, but he absorbed a lot.
Oh, yeah. Even Hearns, bro. Hearns didn't have a great chin, but he took a lot of beatings, you know, between the 2 fights with Leonard, Hagler. He had the couple fights with Barkley. He had, I'm
assuming we're talking about Tommy Hearns right now.
Yeah. We were just talking about, we just said it's amazing Pacquiao's not punch drunk like some of these other guys, like Terry Norris and Riddick Bowe and James Toney and some of these guys.
Yeah. Considering the career he's had, man. Like, still he's still a specimen. He still talks clear. He's still like super concise. Like, it's remarkable, really.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's some guys who just had it really bad though. Like, they were hit a lot worse than Pacquiao for more consistent amounts of time. Some of them.
Yeah.
But whereas with Pacquiao, he has been fucked up a few times.
He has been fucked up a few times, and he's had really tough fights. I think a lot of it is genetics as well, though.
It does play a big part.
Some guys can just take more. Like Chavez Senior.
Like, do you know who's gone through a lot of shit, though? Do you know who's like active and really just needs to stop? Like whenever you hear him speak, Amir's done, man. Amir's done. No, I mean like really bad speech now. His speech, he sounds drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Probably is, but yeah, Amir Khan, yeah. Khan's speech is gone, Johnny. Listen to Amir Khan at 17 and listen to him now.
Yeah.
No, he's fucked. I've said that before as well about Amir Khan. And I said it about James DeGale as well, like before he retired. His speech.
Yeah, but he was punch drunk. He was punch drunk after the Olympics.
Yeah.
No, his speech was fucked then. but I don't think he's ever had good speech.
I
but
think
do you know who's been in some wars and we can safely say he hasn't lost a bit? Groves.
George Groves, yeah, and Carl Froch.
Actually, yeah, as much as I hate him, Carl Froch has been punched up, man. He's been punched. He's been used as a punch bag in fights, and he's speaking perfectly fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think some of it is genetics, mate. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Carl Froch has taken more punishment in his career and more punches in his career than guys who are literally punch drunk already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's
like Charles Martin.
Yeah.
You know what else is another? You know what else is another amazing fucking case of that shit? Jake LaMotta. LaMotta. And bro, this dude lived till he was fucking like 96 years old. Was still walking around and shit till he was, into his 90s.
Do you know who else was like that, Johnny?
Who's that?
Jimmy McLarnin.
Oh yeah. That's right.
He had perfect speech, and he outlived all of the guys who were fighting in the same era as him.
But do you know like another guy who had a tough career, George Foreman. That guy is like.
And he's
George's speech is the same as it was 50 years ago, by the way. He's always had shit speech, but it's still the same.
No, but like he sounds clear, man. He sounds like you. If you didn't know George Foreman, let's say you knew nothing about boxing, you would just assume he's a happy-go-lucky granddad who's like loving life. Do you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't.
He's like loving life.
He's a big teddy bear.
A
big teddy bear.
You would never assume that at one point he was the most feared man on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was. When he was going into that Ali fight, fuck the shavers thing. When people are talking about one punch shit, people were afraid for Muhammad Ali's life. Fact.
Yeah.
They actually were. Like, they were terrified. People on the radio were like, "You're gonna die, get off the ropes." Like, that's literally what you were hearing. He needs to get off the ropes, he's gonna kill him. Like, that's what was on the radio, man. It was scary. People were frightened. And if you actually watch that and you realise how hard Foreman hit, Ali was playing with death.
Yeah, man, he took years out of his career doing that, though, arguably.
I personally still think a prime George Foreman would one punch any heavyweight today.
Maybe.
I mean, a 45-year-old George Foreman one punched a world heavyweight champion in the 90s.
Yeah, Michael Moorer. That is fucking beautiful.
And Michael Moorer wasn't a bad fighter.
Not at all.
No, he's a good fighter. Quick hands, quick.
It wasn't like he was beating the worst heavyweight out there. That's a more credible win than Roy Jones Jr.'s win over John Ruiz. Fact.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Moore had two good fights with Holyfield too.
Yeah.
He did.
Beat Holyfield in
America.
Yeah.
Sure, Foreman had a good fight with Holyfield.
Yeah, I just watched that actually not too long ago.
That exchange, Johnny. That exchange.
Oh yeah.
That like 60 punch exchange between the two of them. Fuck me, man.
Yeah. George had as far as the heavyweights go, George, you got to give George he's like top 3 best chins ever. That dude took the fucking barrage from a fucking 27 prime-year-old Holyfield and was taking bombs from him, bro. And he didn't even drop them.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. George's chin was spooky. It was actually spooky how good his chin was. Yeah. And people are like, "Where has he been stopped?" And I'm like, that had nothing to do with his chin.
That's exhaustion.
Gassing.
Yeah,
he was a fighter who could gas. But if he had like a stamina tank, like the same stamina levels as maybe a Frazier or an Ali at the time, mate, that was it. There wasn't any beating him.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Crazy, but no, I mean, like Foreman sounds great these days. Like today, he sounds great. Like it's great to listen to. Just like he's got his marbles intact. Like Foreman's done well, and he had a long career. Well, he had 2 careers. So
yeah. Do you know who's gotten really fucked up though? Riddick Bowe. Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's horrible to listen.
Actually,
to.
Riddick.
Yeah.
Speaking of Bowe, Lennox isn't punch drunk.
No, Lennox
speaks brilliantly.
Yeah, he does. Lennox knew as well when to back out, but when to leave boxing, he knew exactly when. He knew he had no business rematching Vitaly. And he knew that.
Do you know who else isn't punch drunk? I don't care what anybody says. Mike Tyson isn't punch drunk.
No, not at all.
He speaks the same way he did when he was 17.
Yeah,
I think
a lot, just like how he did in the 80s.
Yeah,
McGregor.
I think these days though he's fucking high out of his mind like half the time. So that kind of it makes him sound punch drunk, but he's not.
Yeah,
I don't think he sounds punch drunk. He sounds the exact same. Like, mate, does he sound more punch drunk nowadays when he's talking about loving people, or when he was like, "I broke my back"? What is it? Spinal. Come on.
Now, you guys, do you know Joey Diaz? You know.
Oh,
yeah.
I do.
Have you seen? Have you seen that podcast Joey Diaz and Mike Tyson did?
No. Was it good?
Yeah, really good. Watch it. Really good episode.
When's this? When was this?
A couple of months ago.
Oh wow!
Just type in Joey Diaz, Mike Tyson. That. Yeah, watch it. Really good.
Yeah.
Joey Diaz is a funny fuck. He's like me, bro.
Yeah, I like Joey Diaz, man. That's my type of humor. I like Joey Diaz.
That likes anybody who's horrible.
Yeah. Talking about how he fucking used to snort 8 balls and shit. Shit like that.
Nah, Joey Diaz, man, he's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he's hysterical, that guy.
Man, he should be bigger than what he is, though. Like, I think so, anyway. But
yeah. But that's the thing. They're not gonna. When you've had that kind of life, bro, they're not gonna make you into a fucking superstar like that. Like it just doesn't. Nah.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know, he's been to prison and rehab and done a bunch of crazy shit. Like they're never gonna make him to be. Yeah, I agree. He should be, but they're never gonna make him to be fucking. You know, a superstar like fucking Kevin Hart or one of these.
Joey Diaz though. Like to me, Joey Diaz, he makes comedy look fun. Like he makes you want to go and try it. To be honest, like he just makes it look fun.
And I fucking can't stand Kevin Hart. He is the most annoying little fuck ever. I fucking nothing he says to me is fun because I like shit like Jim Jeffries and George Carlin and.
Yeah,
you know those guys, the dark guys, the guys who talk about some fucking gruesome shit. You know what I'm saying, like that. But
no, I like loads of comedians. I love. It's something I've got into. I was never really into it, but it's something I've kind of got into more for the last sort of 2-3 years. It's nice, man. Just sitting down, chilling, watching a fucking special, like just a couple of beers, man.
Did you ever watch George Carlin before, Del?
Nah.
Oh, bro. Okay, do yourself a favor. Listen, I have a playlist on my channel entitled Funny Shit. Okay? Funny Shit. Okay? Go onto that playlist. The first 15 or 20 videos are clips from George Carlin's stand-ups. I promise you, Del, you will be fucking in tears laughing. I promise you, bro.
No, if it's fucking like some dark shit that like not many people touch, I'll like it.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
No,
George Carlin.
Comedians, man. Yeah, I need to check him out. I need to check him out.
George Carlin, seriously.
The Quags, he likes Bill Burr. Bill Burr's okay.
Bill Burr was great until he married that fucking broad he's with. She turned him into a softie.
Yeah, he's a bit of an SJW now, isn't he?
Yes. Bill Burr was fucking great. He used to be great. But he fell off the wagon because of that goofy bitch he married. It's that simple.
I don't mind Ricky Gervais. I don't mind Ricky Gervais, to be honest. I know he's not for everyone.
Do you know who I think is? Do you know who I think is genuinely hilarious, like comedian-wise? A chap called Tim Minchin, man.
Oh, I know the name, but I don't know.
He's the guy with the crazy hair. There.
Is he UK based? Or?
He does. Yeah, but he's an Australian chap. He does like offensive comedy and stuff. Like he just be sitting on the stage and he goes, "Boo! Sorry if there's any autistics in the building." I know that. I know that's not really funny, but nothing ever is. Shit like that. That's fucked up, man.
Did you ever see Jim Jeffries before?
Oh yeah, of course, the Aussie chap.
Yeah. He's
just a cunt. He's great.
Yeah, he's great. His last couple stand-ups I don't think were quite as good, but his first like 3 or 4 are fucking hysterical. Like when he's talking about he took his cripple buddy to the brothel and all.
Dell's already done, mate. Dell's in there.
Yeah. The stand-up's called Alcoholocaust.
I remember that. I've seen that. One of my favorite lines that I ever heard is like somebody took his granddad to a brothel, yeah, and he had dementia, and he kept getting fucked, and he didn't want to pay for it.
Jim Jeffries said on the one, he's like, you know, they say a sneeze is 1/8 the sensation of an orgasm. So every time I'm fucking a chick, I put a bit of pepper on the bedside table because she deserves something.
Dear.
Del, have you ever seen Louis C.K.?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sure Johnny's seen Louis C.K. as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's being blackballed at the minute, kind of.
You ever seen? Yeah, dude. Yeah, Del, go. Like I say, go onto my playlist that says funny shit on there. There's a whole bunch of comedian shit in there, dog. If you're looking for some funny shit, just click on one of them.
Nah, man, I like chilling and watching comedy. I've not done it for a while, though, man. I need to just chill and just relax and watch something.
I'm looking at one of Tim Minchin's songs here. It's called Peace Anthem for Palestine.
Jesus.
Literally, the whole song is, "You don't eat pigs, we don't eat pigs. Seems it's been that way forever. So if you don't eat pigs and we don't eat pigs, why not eat pigs together?" Busking on the Gaza Strip. Oh,
Jesus Christ! It's jokes, man.
10-foot cock, a 10-foot cock, and a few hundred virgins. It's just absurdity, isn't it, lads?
Yeah, I mean, these guys are like most mainstream comedians these days are like all so fucking wishy-washy and PC. And
they're all shit, man.
Yeah.
Do you know who's absolute fucking trash? And if you like him, sorry, but for real, Michael McIntyre. What the absolute fuck?
Yeah, he's AIDS, man.
He is terrible, man. He's a Lee Evans wannabe.
Yeah, Lee Evans is like he was good, man. Lee Evans.
Dude, that's what I said about fucking Kevin Hart right before he jumped back on McGregor. I cannot stand Kevin Hart. Him making
you can't say that to me, Johnny. You can't say that to me.
Why?
Because I'm not ready. No.
Yeah. Kevin Hart going and all this fucking shit.
No.
Isn't funny. It's not funny. I want to hear about you fucking snorting coke off a stripper's ass at a strip club.
There was a show. There was like, have you ever seen the thing Nick Cannon's Wild and Out?
No. Yeah, I can't.
But they did the Wild Style thing. There was a person like where they do like freestyle rap, like a comedy rap battle shit, right? A guy said to Kevin Hart, he said, "I'm proud of you, Kevin. I'm glad you've prevailed, but the only reason you're at the top of comedy is because Cat Williams is in jail." That hurt Kevin Hart. You could see his face torn. That like hurt him because it's true.
Do you know who I like?
That's the Cat Williams going to jail is the reason Kevin Hart's successful.
Do you know who I liked? I liked Chris Rock. You know.
Oh, Chris Rock was fucking funny, man. Chris Rock.
Yeah.
It's his energy, though, isn't it? Chris Rock's hilarious. I like Chris Rock.
Even Richard Pryor.
I said it.
Richard Pryor was good. Fucking, there's been some,
Yeah. Nah,
one of my favorite movies of all time still has Richard Pryor in it. Him and Gene Wilder. Hear no evil, see no evil. That's a great movie.
I ain't seen it, you know. I ain't seen it.
Gene Wilder's in one of my favorite, Young Frankenstein.
Gene Wilder's just an incredibly good actor, man.
Yeah.
By the way, in
Johnny
the chat,
Depp ruined Willy Wonka, man.
yeah, in the chat, I want to read this out because I totally agree. D says Joe Rogan is a terrible, unfunny comedian. 100%. Cannot stand him. He's a good
terrible,
bad.
terrible, unfunny comedian, right?
Yeah.
Good podcast show host.
Oh yeah, I like his podcast, but as a comedian, he's not funny. His stand-up's terrible.
His knowledge on boxing is shit. His knowledge on MMA is decent, but all in all, Joe Rogan, he's a shit comedian, but he's a very good talk show host.
Agreed.
I'll give him his credit where that's due. He's probably the best podcast show host out there right now.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
And the thing is, Joe Rogan
is sick.
In a podcast setting, when he's natural and himself, he can actually be funny sometimes.
On occasion.
Yeah, but being funny in real life and being funny on stage are two different things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like when he's himself, but he's not like he can be funny, but like
you know why that is, Del, is because when you're on stage, you got to put on an act. When you're sitting in a fucking studio shooting the shit, you're yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know who's way funnier than him though, stand-up comedy wise, and he didn't even do real stand-up. He just did a little bit of it. Toyan Booth. Toyan Booth's stand-up comedy is fucking gold, man. His interviews on IFL TV are the best interviews on IFL TV, hands down.
Bruv, but can you imagine? Yeah, let's say if someone like Toyan Booth tried to take a serious go at comedy in the UK, he would get nowhere. When he's talking about fucking girls with Down syndrome and shit like that, he ain't going anywhere, man.
He would have in 2005.
Yeah, but now, like, you can't talk about shit like that, unfortunately.
Imagine if Andrew Dice Clay came out today. You know how many people would be fucking crying about it and protesting it?
Yeah,
it'd be unreal.
I mean, comedy's comedy. I mean, it's like, I don't get why people get so uptight about it. It's comedy.
You can't get sensitive about comedy. You gotta have a
Del, I had my video flagged 60 times, even though I said trying a bit of comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
60 times people flagged that video. I've never been flagged before.
Like, I'm one of these people, like with comedy, I don't there's very few areas where you can't go in comedy because it's fiction, it's not real. It's an act. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit of fun. It's a laugh.
People just don't have a sense of humor, Del. That's the problem. And they're too sensitive. That's the problem.
And sometimes I think, like with outrage culture, a lot of the time you'll find people are not actually offended. They've got to pretend they are to like keep up appearances, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like they've got to like, oh, that's horrible, that's this, that's that. But you don't really care.
Let me tell you something real quick, bro. Okay, see now, I'm a church-going guy. I'm not a fucking religious freak or anything, but I go, I take my grandma to church and, blah blah blah.
No offense, mate. I was not expecting that. No offense.
No, but my point is though, like when George Carlin or Jim Jeffries is ripping on the Bible and Jesus, I don't give a fuck. I think it's hilarious, bro. I went to Catholic school till I was in fucking 7th grade and shit. And I think
I'm the same, Johnny. I haven't missed church, by the way, in 11 years. That may sound crazy to some people, but like I'm heavily Catholic. I'm a fucking gypsy. Deal with it. Yeah. I have massive hardcore like beliefs. Some of my favorite comedy of all time was people ripping the shit out of the Bible. Some of the funniest things ever. Yeah, the 3 wise men, they weren't that fucking wise. They got fucking lost.
Yeah, the outrage culture right now is like, I don't know. I think sometimes people just like to score social justice points online and shit. And, it just sucks the fun out of everything. Like people like in 2019, they pay too much attention to what somebody says instead of what somebody actually does, how they treat people in real life.
Yeah, there was some. I was watching. I don't know. I think it was like one of those goofy fucking channels like TMZ or some. And there was a porno chick on there bitching about how she's getting attacked about social media. I was like, who gives a fuck? Her job is to suck dick and get filmed. And like, who cares what this bitch got? Some retard said to her over the computer. Like, does it really matter?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, What?
No. But the thing is, Johnny, it's like with doing YouTube videos, regardless, yeah, if you've got 1,000 subscribers or fucking 1 million, there's always going to be somebody who fucking hates your guts.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, you see some dodgy comments, who cares?
Or 135.
Yeah. Who cares?
I'm trying to think of who the broad was. I used to fucking wank off to her when I was 15.
Oh, it could have been anybody. Was it your ma?
No. Lisa Ann.
Oh man, here, lads. I'm just gonna say it. If you've watched porn, you've watched Lisa Ann, and the sad thing is, we've all masturbated to Lisa Ann. That kind of like fucks with you, but it's true. Everybody's busted a nut to Lisa Ann.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I can't lie. I can't even deny it. I'd be a
It's
lying
a fact.
cunt. I'd be a lying cunt if I said otherwise.
Did anyone ever see her in the fucking Eminem video, like We're the Ones Who Made You, where she's playing like Sarah Palin, man?
Yeah.
Fucking MILF.
Yeah, man.
We're the ones who made you.
I wonder what she looks like in 2019.
She's not bad, you know.
I reckon, does she look like a bag of silicon yet, or is she still okay?
She still looks the same.
For 50 years old, though, she's fuckable.
She's a MILF. No, she's a MILF. Never mind fuckable. You would.
Yeah, you would.
This is me saying it, Del. You know what I'm like. Lisa Ann.
2019. Let's have a quick Google.
Go onto YouTube.
I'm alright. Oh, yeah, probably. You still would. Yeah, 100%.
Right, go onto YouTube, type in Lisa Ann Radio, and take a look at the video with the 1067 The Fan. Right? This is a month ago.
Still get it. Yeah.
I mean, I'd fuck Oprah just to say I fucked Oprah.
yeah, exactly. It's like fucking the Queen. Like, obviously, it's gonna be terrible. You might fucking kill her, but like, you do it.
I wouldn't touch Oprah.
I would, just because.
But I have me reason why. Because Oprah made a name for herself, like by what she did and stuff. But she was also like big across like the sexual abuse and like being raped and stuff. Man, I don't know what it is, but if I know someone's been raped, I'm just not touching them.
You know what? See, you know who I would not fuck?
Who?
Amber Rose. I wouldn't touch her. Would not fucking touch her. Nope.
Oh, she's the one with that fucking like shaved hair in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but she's got the big fat arse.
I couldn't fuck a chick with no hair.
Here's the thing. Here's my thing. Why? There's two reasons why. One, she's a slut walk feminist. That's a turnoff to me. I don't care how fine she is. That's number one. The second thing is she's been ran through by every rapper around. Couldn't do it. I could not.
Even Nick Cannon's been in there.
Yeah, so she's a feminist cunt, and she's gotten dicked down by every fucking rapper kid around. Can't do it.
You see, for me, I really do like to fuck chicks who call themselves feminists. Like if they're good looking and any shape, makeup on. And I'll tell you why. Nothing gets me harder than a feminist saying, "Daddy, fuck me, daddy, fuck me, daddy, fuck me," because that cracks me up, man. There's nothing better than seeing a woman revert to what she truly is.
Mate, I can't even front. I'd still go with Amber Rose. Fuck it, can't front.
I can't even, mate. It's the arse. You can't. The idea of just look like she can just reverse cowgirl you, Johnny. Think about this. You don't need to see her hair. You don't need to look at her. If she's reverse cowgirling you and you see that fat arse bouncing up and down on your fucking like Sicilian sausage, you're gonna be like, sorry, lads.
You know what? If I had a couple of drinks in me, I'd probably. But you know what I do. I would just fucking punish her, bro. I would just punish her because I don't like her. I don't like her. I
would just punish her because I don't like her. Tie her up to the bed, give her a caning.
Yeah, I'd fucking just be slamming her fucking head off the wall while I'm.
Yeah, you're gonna be part of that Me Too movement, man. She's gonna fuck you over.
Fucking yeah. I'm not talking no Cape Fear shit. I'd make sure she looked like she was in a little bit of pain while enjoying it.
Yeah, man.
But isn't that all your sexual encounters, whether intentional or not, Johnny?
No. Sometimes I'll take it easy. Depends. If
The
it's
last chick I was with, like you can ask Del. I was telling him about this. I was dead ashamed of myself.
Oh.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Dead ashamed. I've been dead ashamed of myself. Recently, though, like I'm more proud of myself. Just saying. Just a little bit more proud of myself as of like last night.
Yeah. Nah. A cop end. We was mentioning Yard versus Kovalev earlier. Yeah, we think Ramirez is going to take his place. Sources, aka McGregor.
McGregor sources, aka the Frog,
aka highly medicated, aka
his dad, aka media.
Fair play. That happens, man. Fair play. If you called that, that's fair play. But I wouldn't be surprised, man. Wouldn't be surprised. MB saying, "Get back to the boxing, you fucking deviants."
Hold on, MB. Hold on. MB is over here calling us deviants. I guarantee you, MB has some shit in his closet. Yeah, that would make Jeffrey Dahmer turn his head.
Fucking Ted Bundy.
Like,
you know what? Fucking speaking of
Ted Bundy's a legend.
I want to see that film. You know that fucking.
So do I, man. I've been seeing like Zac Efron in the courtroom and stuff in the trailers and shit like that. He looks like he's playing him well because I've sat down and I've watched the entire court cases and everything like that because I'm a weird fuck. Murder's a serious interest of mine. Like,
yeah.
The idea to me that like I watch all of these things because one day I'm gonna commit the perfect murder.
He looks just like
all these documentaries. True or false, Johnny? All these documentaries on murder are literally showing you how to not do it.
Yeah,
that's facts.
But you're right, Johnny. He like that Zac Efron, whatever his name is. He looks exactly like fucking Ted Bundy, innit?
It's on point. It's like Joe Pesci in Casino. He looks exactly like Tony Spilatro, bro.
Yeah, they cast it really well, man. They cast it really well. I can't believe I'm fucking excited for a film with fucking Zac Efron. How fucking stupid is that? That's crazy. Never thought I'd say that. There you go, though. Looking forward to it, man. I'm going to watch that. Is that It's Netflix, isn't it? Is it Netflix movie?
I think it's gone into the cinema, mate.
I thought it's Netflix. I'll watch it anyway. It's going to be good. So, yeah, I'm interested in all that shit as well. I like those serial killer documentaries. I just find it interesting. Probably fucked in the head, but there we go.
We're all fucked in the head.
Yeah.
I'm talking to an Italian-American chap, a British chap from fucking Bedford, while watching a Lisa Ann fucking podcast saying here, I'd still give her a bash while doing a boxing podcast. If that doesn't ring fucked up, nothing does.
Simon Peters, he says, Del, don't lie, you like the Baywatch movie. Do you know what? I've never seen it, the new Baywatch. Never seen it. I couldn't bring myself to watch it. Like certain films, man, I just can't. I really can't. Fucking Baywatch. Okay, C188, he's saying Netflix or cinema both. I don't know, man. Don't know. Hang on. Simon Peters saying check under Johnny's patio.
Mate, you'd be sweeping that shit for a year, you would.
Oh dear, man. But no, I like all that shit, man. I watched some fucking documentary about what was the guy's name? Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer, I think. That shit was weird, man. Like how nobody knew that guy was going to be a serial killer. How fucking obvious it was. Like when he's fucking when he's obsessed with like animal bones and shit. Like, mate, crazy.
Yeah. What's the weirdest thing you think you've ever done when it comes to like any of these documentaries on murderers or serial killings or whatever? Because I think the weirdest thing I ever did was I ordered in pizza and I microwaved myself some popcorn to watch a documentary on the Holocaust.
Jesus.
I didn't even realize it till like my ex came in at the time, and she's like, "The fuck are you doing?" I'm like, stuffing my face with Domino's. You know, the Domino's cookies and all that.
Yeah.
I have them. I've got like the full shebang, the big deal, you know. And I'm there just stuffing my face with a barbecue meat feast, and I'm just like, I'm wondering why he did it. 5 million Jews. she left me the next day. I don't blame her either. Probably didn't help that she was Jewish.
Yeah, Dahmer was from here too. He's from Milwaukee.
Damn, that guy's crazy. Like, do you
I
know?
I got two of the most ruthless serial killers of all time in my area. Dahmer from Milwaukee and John Wayne Gacy from Chicago.
John Wayne Gacy was a fucking savage, man.
Dude.
Absolute savage. That dude looked scary, though, innit? That guy looked fucking terrifying. Like in his clown fucking outfit, man. Jesus.
And here's the thing about Gacy. He didn't work alone. Bro. That's the thing. He was a cult guy.
Oh, really?
A lot of people don't know this. Yes. He was a fucking devil worshiper. He was a cult guy. And here's even more proof for you, because my girl used to be mixed up with that shit. Okay? The guy, because he used to do like drywall and shit for people's houses. Okay? John Wayne Gacy. And his assistant, when he was doing like drywall or carpentry or whatever it was, his assistant was part of a cult, and it called the Ripper Crew in Chicago. They mutilated fucking prostitutes.
Shit. Damn. Yeah. Was he what? So he was part of it, or? Well,
that's what they say, but
that's crazy.
Look up the Ripper Crew from Chicago, bro. There's a couple documentaries about those sick bastards too.
I'll watch that.
Do you know who for me is one of the sickest as well? Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's from Wisconsin too.
Yeah. I watched the
documentary from my neck parts, bro.
Yeah. Do you know the one that the fucking one that like kind of really fascinates me was he never actually killed anybody himself, but Charles Manson. Like how he got those people to do what they did. Like that guy had some crazy manipulation skills, man.
See, I can tell you something about that too. You know, the director, the wife, the pregnant chick they mutilated, Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she was married to this movie director named Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
He directed Rosemary's Baby and The Ninth Gate and a bunch of cult movies. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sharon Tate was a fucking they were both cult people, bro. And Sharon Tate thought it was a fucking game, and the other people who didn't think it was a game came over there and butchered her, bro. That's what happened, dog. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Do you know who was fucked up? Andre Chikatilo.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Now we're getting into it, lads. The Red Ripper.
That's crazy, man.
The Russian you're talking about, McGregor.
Ukrainian.
Or Ukrainian, yeah.
Yeah, Soviet, though. Soviet.
Yeah. Same parts, yeah.
No, it was Soviet Union back then.
There's something about those documentaries, though. I can just sit back and relax, and I get proper into them. Mate, I swear down, my attention span is terrible. But like anything like that, I'll sit in front of it for like 90 minutes. I'll watch it. It's weird.
How many people did he kill? Like, was it 51, 52, 53 or something?
Way up there.
There's this chick whose channel I watch semi-regularly. She's an American chick. Her name's Stephanie something. Harlow. She does fucking, her own investigations on this shit. It's on YouTube. She's got one on Charlie Manson and the Black Dahlia and a bunch. It's pretty interesting shit. I comment on her shit all the time. She's a pretty.
Is she the girl with the like red hair and glasses?
Yes, McGregor. Yeah.
You know, in a weird way, I actually think she's alright. You know?
Yeah, she's cute. She's cute. She's
smart. What's the channel called?
Stephanie Harlow.
Okay, I'll give that a watch. Sounds like
quite a few of them. Yeah, Del. She's got quite a few of them. She's got one on the Jonestown Massacre. She's got one on Charlie Manson. She's got one on the Black Dahlia. She's got a few more like unsolved.
Yeah, the Jonestown one was when that was the cult, wasn't it? The cult one.
The Guyana.
Jonestown was the cult. That was Jones. That was to do with like it was a religious cult, and they ended up going out somewhere in Africa.
And did they poison themselves with like cyanide? They poisoned themselves or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Some crazy people out there. Imagine having that type of like manipulation skills, mate. If I had those type of skills, I wouldn't be wasting them on fucking starting a cult. I'd be getting laid every day. Do you know what I mean? Using those powers for evil, man. Terrible. Fucking terrible. I'd make the most of them. Crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Charles Manson, like that guy in another life could have been like so fucking whatever he went into, he would have been successful.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
because that guy had charisma, he had like great communication skills. You know, he could get people to do what he wanted. Like in another life, like that guy would have done big things, but you know, he didn't. It's one of those things, I guess, man. He's crazy, fucking crazy.
Yeah, that shit's wild, dude.
Yeah, it's interesting though. Like all of those type of all of those type of stories are interesting to me. Like, I like that sort of stuff. Always have done though. It's weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I don't know what it is, man. I guess it's like it's so far from reality or your reality that like you just kind of find it interesting. You know, it's weird. It's weird.
It's just so out there. It's like, you know.
Yeah, that's mad. It's fucking crazy. Man, they don't even, mate, we're talking about comedians like back in the day, how they don't make comedians like they used to. They don't make fucking serial killers like they used to either. They can't even get that right in 2019. I mean,
No.
where's this? Where's the 2019 Jeffrey Dahmer? Where's he at?
Well, that's because you can't get away with shit anymore. That's why that is.
We need like an SJW version of Jeffrey Dahmer. That's what we need.
going around killing fucking
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they don't even do that anymore, man. No serial killers. Fucking terrible.
Yeah, they're fucking terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, someone in the chat. This is how Peter Sutcliffe started. Yeah, on Dominoes, and yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, Peter Sutcliffe. He was bad, man. Yorkshire Ripper over here. He killed quite a few.
Who was that couple? Fred West and
yeah, Fred and Rose West. They were fucking.
Oh yeah,
sick
those two.
fucks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, she looked evil. Like, have you seen like a mugshot? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, she was a fucking ogre.
Yeah,
she was an ogre. But you know what? Did you ever see that movie, Monster with Charlize Theron? About the woman serial killer. You never seen it?
No.
Oh, it's a decent little movie. I forget who played the chick who played her girlfriend, but in the movie, she's like some like hot little. They're like dyke broads, and the ones that kill her, you know. But the girlfriend in the movie is she's like a 7 or an 8. In real life, I googled the chick. She's a fucking 2. She's a fucking troll, bro. I was like, so you had this hot little broad play this chick in the movie, but in reality, she looked like a woman fat bastard over here.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Like they're always gonna do that. They like recast them to be really hot. But
same thing with that that American-made movie, the Tom Cruise one, where he was transporting coke from Colombia to the states and shit. They have Tom Cruise play this guy. In real life, he was some fat fucking retard.
Yeah, man, you got to have Tom Cruise to fucking play him. But Jesus,
like fucking John Candy should have been playing this guy, not fucking Tom Cruise.
Oh shit. Nah, man.
It'd be like, bro. It's like casting fucking Zac Efron to play fucking Bricktop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't work out like that.
Yeah, man, but they fucking nailed it with that Bundy though. Like they really picked well. I wouldn't have thought of that, but yeah, they nailed it, man. They really did.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Fucking yeah, man.
Oh, I'm gonna hop off, Del. Thanks for having me, buddy.
No worries, man. No worries. I'm gonna wrap it up soon anyway. To be honest with you.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. Thanks for having me on, bro.
No worries, man. No worries.
All right, peace, dude.
Peace. Okay, let's go back in the chat. I'm going to read back now. Had some random conversations about serial killers, movies, broads, and God knows what else. Let's finish on a bit of boxing. Okay, Cobindo9, he's saying about O'Hara Davis versus Miguel Vasquez. I think that's a good fight, you know. I think it's a good fight. Vasquez is past his best, obviously, but he's a tricky customer. He's awkward. He's defensively sound, and O'Hara, you know, he's not the best boxer in the world. That sort of style can befuddle him. So, I think that's risky matchmaking, to be honest with you. And Vasquez is coming off a good win in Canada as well. So, I mean, it's a tough fight for O'Hara, but it is winnable at this stage. It's a good fight. That's at York Hall as well. That's an MTK show, I believe. But no, I like that fight. I think it's a good fight. Copindo9, he's saying that could be O'Hara's last ever fight if he loses, maybe. I get the sense from O'Hara that his heart isn't really fully in boxing, to be honest. And yeah, maybe if he lost to Vasquez, that would be it. Johnny Copend, he's saying, imagine being a kid and finding out your mum's a porn star. Glenn Nash, you're a Liverpool fan. Damn, you guys got hammered. You guys got hammered. I can't take the piss though, because obviously we lost to Barcelona as well, 3-0 in the new camp. Can't take the piss, but my heart doesn't bleed for you guys either, so I'm not going to gloat. I'll leave it there. But now, boxing news, I mean, Ruiz, Joshua, meh. Got Canelo Jacobs this week. That's a great fight. There's some good things to look forward to. There's some good things to look forward to. Okay, Dominic, he's an Everton fan. Okay, he obviously hates Liverpool, so you're enjoying tonight, Dominic. You're enjoying it. Simon Peters, this is a good question. I'm presuming he's talking about O'Hara Davis versus Miguel Vasquez. Why is it not on BT? They should put it on the Billy Joe card, as that's empty. Yeah, good shout. Good shout. I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree with you, bro. I really can't. Or even the Warrington card. Warrington Galahad. Speaking of Warrington Galahad, they've put JJ Metcalf versus Jason Wellborn for the vacant Commonwealth title at middleweight. That's a good fight. Okay, says Dominic Cheshire, he's saying he's loving it. He's loving Liverpool's demise. Okay, Glenn Mash, I've only just started listening, but caught the end of the O'Hara talk. Yeah, I like the fight as well. Johnny Boy in the chat. Yeah, Simon Peters, Billy Joe card is looking poor. Apparently Joe Joyce is going to be on it, but I doubt he's going to fight anybody good. I should really get my ass down there because it's like a 20-minute, 30-minute drive. But, you know, with a card like that, I just can't be bothered, to be honest. I really can't be bothered. Dominic Checheri, thoughts on Ryder's late replacement? I'll be honest with you, Dominic. I've not seen him fight. I need to do a bit of research, but I've had a word with a couple of Australian followers on Twitter, and they say he's actually quite decent. They say he's quite powerful, fairly aggressive, good body puncher. Should be a good fight according to those guys. So maybe Ryder's in for a tough night. Could be a good fight. And yeah, Akaway he spars he spars with Canelo, so he obviously has something about him. And yeah, Glyn, man, you missed a bit of boxing talk at the start, but yeah, the stream went a bit south. We started talking about other things, so you've not missed too much. Yeah, Glyn, yeah, Akawai can scrap, yeah. Anthony Moore, do you think Canelo can knock out Jacobs or a points win? I think he can knock out Jacobs, but I think he'll win on points, unfortunately. Like I said, I'd love Jacobs to win this fight. I really would. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Danny Jacobs. I think Danny Jacobs, he's just a class act, to be honest. Fights good competition. You know, good to watch. He can punch. Just a good fighter and a good all-round guy. Thing is, the thing about Danny Jacobs, in his last 7 fights, including the Canelo fight, he's fought 2 guys who have been in the pound-for-pound list, in Canelo and Golovkin. He's fought 5 guys who have been undefeated. And, you know, he's taken fights that are high risk, low reward, like fights like Selecki and, you know, people like that. I mean, Jacobs never really got much credit for beating Selecki or Derevyanchenko, but they're both really good fighters. So to me, Jacobs been doing some good things recently. I'm Team Jacobs all the way, man. All the way. I think it'd be great for boxing if he wins. But I think that's wishful thinking. I think Canelo's going to do it. I don't, MB, I don't think Fraser Clark's from my area. I thought he was from, like, the Midlands. I was pretty sure, unless he's moved down here. Okay, he's from Burton. Yeah, he's not near me, man. Is he actually going to turn pro or not? Hopefully he does. He's a big guy, man, Fraser Clark. 6'6". Yeah, C188, I agree. The Derevyanchenko and Selecki wins are better than anything on Charlo's resume. Yeah, you can argue that. I liked Jamal Charlo's win over Julian Williams at the time. That was a fight I was really into. And, you know, also when Jamal Charlo beat Austin Trout. Trout was still decent when Jamal fought him, to be fair. Jamal Charlo at 154 did some good work. It's at middleweight where I've been kind of not high on him. But yeah, Danny Jacobs deserves more hype than both Charlos, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, MB, he's turning pro after Tokyo. He's a big lump, man. He can punch a bit as well. He could do okay. D doesn't rate him. He's saying Fraser Clark isn't a good boxer. He's not, like, technically brilliant, but he's a big lump. He's a big lump. I do think it's going to be interesting to see these Frank Warren heavyweight prospects, to see how they get matched, because he's got Gorman, Dubois, and Joyce now as well. So how are these guys going to get matched? Are they going to fight each other in the foreseeable? It's going to be interesting. And interestingly, Eddie Hearn, if you saw his interview with Coogan, he mentioned Gorman at the end of the interview, and he was saying he felt Gorman was being, like, pushed aside and used as, like, a carrot. And it made me wonder, is Eddie Hearn starting to sniff around Nathan Gorman, maybe? Maybe he's seen that Nathan Gorman is unhappy. Who knows? But yeah, Gorman just seems to have, like, stagnated recently. He really does. Bill Banks, Wilder or Brazil? I've got Deontay Wilder by brutal knockout. Dominic Brazil, yeah, he's a big lump. He can punch. He's tough. He's strong. He's durable, but gets hit far too much. And Wilder's going to connect with that right hand, and it's going to be night. I think you could see a brutal knockout that fight, like a fucking Price Povetkin type knockout. Yeah, D, that's what I thought, man. It sounded like he was trying to like tap him up. Yeah, man. Brazil versus Joyce, that's a great fight to watch. Yeah, Copindo 9, Nathan Gorman. Yeah, he's put a couple of tweets out recently that, reading between the lines, indicate he's not happy with Frank Warren. I don't think he's been impressed with the matchmaking. And yeah, I think he feels he's being cast aside, because you've got to consider, at one point he was getting hyped when he knocked out Sean Turner, and since then he's kind of taken the back burner.
What's up, Delboy?
You good? Yeah, you good? Yeah, just talking about Nathan Gorman. So I was saying I watched Eddie Hearn's interview with Coogan, and towards the end of the interview, he mentioned Nathan Gorman, and he was basically saying he felt Nathan Gorman was like playing like third fiddle to Joyce and Dubois, and he was being used as like a carrot in negotiations. Yeah, and it made me think: is Eddie Hearn like making a play for Nathan Gorman? Is he trying to court him, if you will? Maybe he knows he's unhappy.
Well, if I were to say inside source and say it's not the Frog Man, yeah, but an inside source tells me Eddie Hearn has been talking with Nathan Gorman, because apparently after Nathan Gorman's next fight, his contract goes into renewal with Warren.
Interesting. And listen, Nathan Gorman, yeah, he's not the most exciting prospect, but he's 22, he's undefeated. It'd be a good signing.
And if Eddie Hearn can do something, he can make fights domestically with Gorman.
Yeah. So imagine, yeah, it's a good shout, because let's say Dave Allen beats David Price.
All of a sudden, we've got Dave Allen versus Nate Gorman, and this is what I say to that, lads. Do you know what I mean, though?
Exactly. If a guy like Gorman beat Dave Allen, his profile's gone from down there to rate. It's going to raise quite considerably. Just by beating Dave Allen.
And Gorman could beat Dave Allen.
I think he would.
Could beat Dave Allen.
I think he would.
I'd favour him. I think he'd be able to outbox him because he's disciplined and he's got a gas tank.
Yeah, I think he'd beat the brakes off Dave Allen, to be honest with you.
I feel the same way. I know people will be like, but he beat Lucas Brown. I think Gorman would fucking starch Lucas Brown as well. Like, I don't rate Gorman massively, but he can box though.
Yeah, he can.
We can all say that. He can box.
Yeah, at domestic level, he's a good
And he's
boxer.
not a gimme for anybody. He's not a gimme for anybody. Like, you look at Dubois, you wouldn't go 100% Dubois winning that fight.
I'll be honest with you.
You'd favour him.
I favoured Dubois for a long time, but that Latte fight in the exchanges, he looked very open.
Think, what if Gorman started opening up on him?
Yeah, because Gorman
with the hand speed.
Yeah, Gorman's got quick hands and he shortens his punches up really well. You know,
the other thing he has, though, is he's got defense.
Yeah. Mate, that Latte fight made me want to see Gorman Dubois more. I'm more excited about it again now. I want to see it, man. I want to see it.
Gorman's a boxer.
Boxer versus the puncher / pressure fighter.
But what's Dubois? Will Dubois be able to chase Gorman for 12 rounds?
That's the question. Like, he maintained his stamina looked good against Kevin Johnson, but Kevin Johnson didn't make him work at all. So it's up in the air.
Oh, mate, by the way, I had a Messi to score the last goal in the Barcelona game at 4-1. I put 15 on it. I got 60 quid back.
That's not bad.
Last goal scorer, Lionel Messi. So,
not bad.
by the way, I hedged me bets, lads, and I doubled me money total spent.
Fair play, man. That's
not
decent.
bad, though, bro.
That's decent.
Not bad.
People in the chat, I think, not many people are sold on Gorman, but I think he's decent domestically.
You don't need to be sold on Nathan Gorman. This is not what I'm saying, lads. But I want you to think about it. Is he an easy fight for anybody at domestic level? Does Dave Allen go through him like he did Lucas Brown? No. He doesn't.
No. But even a Joyce.
What would happen to Nick Webb against Nathan Gorman?
Oh, he'd get fucked.
Would Sokolovsky beat Gorman? No, he wouldn't. Like, these guys who are all competitive with each other, they're struggling against him. He's ahead of them.
Sokolovsky got stopped by Gorman in their first fight.
Exactly.
Gorman the thing with Gorman, like we said before, he just seems to have regressed or plateaued, stagnated. That's the thing. 12 months ago when he smacked up Sean Turner, I'm sure.
Sean Turner, yeah. Remember when he had 6 weeks for that and he had 7 weeks for Little, but all of his other cards he's getting 1 and 2 weeks notice, mate. These are being put on at very short notice. It's 5 days notice.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, it is worth thinking about. But yeah, he does seem to be put on the back burner by Frank Warren right now. And maybe Frank knows he's going to leave. That's why.
Maybe. And if that is the case, fair play to Nathan Gorman. If he goes to Matchroom, I hope he has a good career. If he stays with Queensbury Promotions, I hope he has a good day. He's an alright fighter. He could be like a player in 5-6 years. He could be.
He's still very young, yeah. You're right, 22.
He's 22 years old. Nathan Gorman could be a European level to fringe world level kind of guy. I'm not going to say he'd be a world champion. I don't believe it. But I think that he could be a danger. He could be an Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
We don't fight too dissimilarly when he lets his hands go, do they?
No, he looked exactly like Andy Ruiz against Sean Turner in terms of style.
That's the exact comparison I made. I was like, fucking hell, when did Sean Turner fucking fight Andy Ruiz? I was going, man, I was like, these hands are fucking lightning. Do you remember how fast his hands were, man? When he let those go, they are fast. He has way faster hand speed than Dubois.
Oh, yeah, and Joyce.
Actually, a heavyweight, name me a person in the heavyweight division who's British who has faster hand speed than Nathan
Gorman. Tyson Fury?
Does he have faster hand speed?
When
Fury lets his shots go, they're slow. When he really lets shots go, they're slow. He doesn't have very fast hands. He has a fast jab. Fast jab.
D in the chat saying Joshua. Joshua's hands are quite quick, to be fair.
He has fast hands, sure. But I'm talking I think Gorman's hands are as fast as Parker's when he lets them go. And that's high praise.
Yeah. Yeah, and Parker, what's going on with Parker? I want to see him in the ring again, man. I want to see him fight.
I don't know, man. I'm hearing all different rumors. Chisora, Michael Hunter, Charles Martin.
I've heard Chisora. I think Chisora's the ideal fight, man.
I'd love to see him and Povetkin get it on, man.
Yep, that's a great fight.
What? I don't really cut the Chisora shit. Have Chisora to go out. Just have him end it. I know some people are still cheering from and want to see him do well. I think it's time. I think we need to take Old Yeller out the back and shoot him.
I know what you mean, but Chisora's going to
be
too
harsh.
Nah, Chisora, he could get beat against Parker. If he wants to continue, he's going to continue. It's going to be on his terms.
I don't mind seeing the man fight, but at the end of the day, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I'm done. Which is he fights Parker, he's losing. He's losing to Parker. Yeah.
Basically, what Chisora is for Parker right now, he's like a respectable stepping stone. Yeah, he's a name. He's still, somewhat relevant. People know who he is. It's going to be high profile. It's a good fight for Parker because it looks good on paper. It's a good name to have, even if he's got 9 losses. It's half decent for Parker. It'd be a decent win for Parker. Okay, Coppen says last he heard, Parker's fighting in the USA on a top rank card. Okay, wouldn't be surprised. Maybe Top Rank's a place to go. Like, got Fury, got Pulev.
Have you seen Ryan Burnett signed with Top Rank?
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Like, I'm not a big fan of Burnett, but maybe he could still be a player in that division. You know what I mean?
He's gone up to super bantamweight.
He's up at 122 now?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. That's a good division. That's a very good division.
It's a tough one. I mean, would you pick him to beat any of the champions there? I wouldn't.
Who are the champions right now? Obviously, Roman,
Navarrete, and Ray Vargas.
Ray Vargas is W. No.
Neither would I.
No, he ain't beating any of those boys. But I'll tell you now, there is a fight up in that division I would like to see him have. That's Dogabay.
Yeah. That's a good fight.
Ryan Burnett and Dogabay would be interesting, man.
I wouldn't mind Burnett versus Dehaney. It would sell in Ireland.
It would. It's probably sell in Australia as well. But TJ Dehaney against Ryan Burnett's a proper boxing match, man.
I like it. Dehaney impressed me against Roman.
You want to see Dehaney again, don't you? You're because at the end of the day, if a fighter is outmatched by an opponent, but acquits themselves well, right, and shows a heart, we as the hardcore fans, we will always respect them and want to watch them again.
Yeah. 100%.
And TJ Dehaney did that against Daniel Roman. He got hurt and he kept going. He was bleeding from his mouth, man, and he kept going. You know what I mean?
And he still managed to hurt Roman as well.
A good few times. We were calling that fight, man. We were like, wow, Dehaney!
It's a great fight, man.
He nearly did it too. He nearly did it.
Yeah, like knockdowns aside, it was a really, really, really close fight. I watched it back, and he actually boxed beautifully at times. I didn't realize how good he was boxing in the moment. Like, he boxed really well at times, man. It's a shame. It's a shame he's 32.
It is.
But like,
Del, I never got to ask you. Did you ever see Munguia versus Hogan?
No.
Oh, you haven't watched? Try and watch the fight for me if you can, and tell me what your scorecard is.
No, I will do. What did you have it?
Because a lot of people say like Hogan was robbed, and I feel he was unfairly treated by the judges. But I had Munguia winning 7 rounds to 5. But people are like, it's a highway robbery, and like, I'm Irish, so. But I try to be as unbiased with my cards as possible. I just want you to give it a score and tell me if he was robbed.
Yeah, I'll need to watch it.
Because I don't know. I don't know now. Because like, I feel like everybody's telling me he was robbed. Like everybody. Like casuals, hardcores galore. Like he was robbed, and I'm like, have I misscored this? Am I not seeing it right? I've only watched the one stuff.
No, but sometimes there's fights like that. Do you remember the first fight between Jamie McDonnell and Kameda?
Yeah.
Like, loads of people felt Kameda got robbed. I genuinely thought McDonnell won.
Well, I personally will say that Kameda won that fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Myself, I think he destroyed McDonnell.
But there's fights out there where like you're one of the people who scored it a certain way, and like the rest of the like boxing world like disagree, man. Yeah,
like everybody's against you. It's like it's just you, and everybody's saying you're wrong. But like even Mexicans are saying Munguia lost that fight. You know what I mean? That's what's getting to me. Like when the Mexicans.
Or you've cut out.
Saying that people are all saying the same thing, like, oh, I still could have.
It's better now, but you're back.
Right. Irish people are saying that like Hogan won. Mexican fans are saying Hogan won. Everybody's saying Hogan won. And I'm thinking Munguia won. So, like, what are people saying in the chat? Like, does anybody else agree with me that Munguia won? Or, like, if we're not judging it based off of, like, giving Hogan some extra rounds because, like, he was the underdog or whatever, if we're just basing it off of round per round, like, properly, who won the fight? Like, that's what I'm wondering. Do you know what I mean, Dale?
Yeah. How did Hogan box on, like, the back foot?
Yeah, he did. He fought well. Like, he was mixing his shots up. He was exchanging with Munguia. I felt like if he had more power, he could have stopped Munguia, to be honest.
Bro, Munguia, again, though, like, Munguia, to me, obviously, he blasted out Saddam Ali. He looked decent against Liam Smith. That was a good win. But after the Liam Smith fight, he's kind of like, I don't know.
These fringe world level guys, legit fringe world level guys, are causing them issues, aren't they?
Yeah. But I'd say Liam Smith is like levels above guys like Hogan. And he performs a lot better against Liam Smith.
I don't know that now, though, the way Hogan fought. I don't know. I don't know if Liam Smith's levels above Hogan. I think Hogan's a very good fighter. It's just we never really got to see how good he was. I think he can fight.
Yeah, maybe. No, maybe.
Sometimes we need to see them in the fights against world level guys to know.
Yeah. The thing is, the thing with Munguia to me, yeah, he's physically strong. He's a big lump. He can punch a bit. But since he's had that title, do you think he's improved at all?
No.
No, neither do I.
Stagnated.
Yeah, he's the same guy.
Maybe even gotten worse.
Yeah, he's not like. I think maybe a switch up of trainers could do him good. Do you know what I think? Actually, like maybe like a Robert Garcia. I mean, look at what Robert Garcia did for Maidana. Didn't add much. He added a jab. Look at how much more effective Maidana was with Garcia.
Mm.
Like he was taking, like his previous trainer obviously took Maidana as far as he could go, and that's fine. Sometimes you got to move on, and I think Munguia could be in the same position. Like Munguia needs a jab. Like he needs a jab. I'd like to see him deploy a bit more defense. If you're not going to move your head, at least hold a nice tight high guard when you're walking guys down. You know. But defensively, he's so open. So open. But I think, listen, man, Munguia, to me, I think he's food right now for other champions at 154.
What about Tony Harrison? Do you think Harrison beats him?
Yeah.
I think if Munguia doesn't stop him, he loses.
Yeah.
All day. There's no way he's outboxing fucking Tony Harrison.
If Harrison
nobody in that division bar Lara can outbox him.
Oh yeah, Harrison's a quality boxer. The only thing with Harrison is
such a beautiful job. It's his gas tank and his chin.
Yeah.
Actually, wait, hold on. I say that Julian Williams could outbox him.
Yeah, Williams is. Do you know what I think? Julian Williams beats Munguia.
Julian Williams against Jarrett Hurd's a good fight, you know.
I like it.
J-Rock, by the way, that's a beautiful little fight.
Yeah, to the chat, J-Rock versus Jarrett Hurd's been picked up by ITV4 as well.
I hope the same shit doesn't happen last time when I turned on ITV4 at night in Ireland, man, and it said copyright reasons it's not in your country. That broke my heart, mate. Yeah, in Ireland it's not available, but like I'll be in England during the time. I believe. When is that fight?
The 11th of May.
All right. The 11th.
Yeah.
Del. May is lit, bro.
I forgot about that fight. It's a good fight.
May is lit. Every weekend. Canelo Jacobs, Horde J-Rock. The World Boxing Super Series on the 18th, and I think there's something else happening. I can't remember. Usyk Takam on the 25th. Wilder Brazil on the 26th. Boys. Yo, May. Thank you. Thank you. May is lit, and this coming off of like the end of April as well, with like the World Boxing Super Series starting, and going into the beginning of June as well, where we have the cruiserweights to come and everything with the World Boxing Super Series.
We good, man. We good. May and early June lit. Absolutely lit.
Oh,
and yeah,
for the hardcores.
Yeah, exactly. And like speaking of like Julian Williams, like Before the Charlo fight, I was so high on him. I still rate him now, obviously, but like,
weren't we all high on him?
Yeah.
I think everybody thought J-Rock was sick.
Yeah, he's good, man. It's that chin though, isn't it?
It's his chin, but he's a fucking phenomenal fighter.
Yeah, he's a great boxer. To be fair, though, like Jamal Charlo,
undersell him. Yeah,
like, I know Jamal has his critics, including myself, but like that performance against Julian Williams, it was a great performance.
That's his best performance in his entire career.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
The uppercut he timed him with, that's beautiful.
Like that same Charlo might have beat Harrison. That same Charlo might have beat Harrison. He needed to go. You need to go for it against Harrison. You can't allow him to sit back and dictate his pace.
Yeah. Now Simon Peters in the chat, he's saying Munguia's there to be beat. Gets caught so many times. Yeah, fun fighter though. Yeah, he is a fun fighter.
He is a fun fighter. That's the only reason I think he'd beat Harrison, Dale, by the way, is that he'll go for Harrison. He'll put the pressure on. You know what I mean? Eventually that'll be telling. Harrison will be moving too much. He'll tire. Munguia could take him out.
Well, Munguia's saying he may move to 160 now.
Well, he's the WBO champion. That means he'd have to fight Boo Boo.
Yeah, that's if he wanted the
title. You ain't beating no Boo Boo.
If I was
Boo Boo boxes breaks off of him.
If I was Munguia, I would just try and rematch Hogan.
If I was Munguia, do you know what I'd do? I'd fight Jarrah Hurd.
Yeah?
I'd just say, fuck it, I'm fighting Jarrah Hurd. Put on a fight of the year for us, lads.
I think Jarrah...
Because that's fight of the year. But that's fight of the year for as long as it lasts. Them two will punch the brakes off each other.
Yeah, that'd be mad. That'd be crazy.
We'll just be sitting there watching two big 154-pounders punch holes through each other until Munguia gets wrecked.
Having said that, though, we all think Jarrett Hurd's a better fighter, but Jarrett Hurd, based on his last performance?
Yeah, sure. But wait till we see what Jarrett does against Julian Williams.
Yeah.
Like, Jarrett always gets hit. Look at him against Lara, and he still won.
And Harrison.
And he still won.
Trout.
And Austin Trout, and he still won.
Exactly.
He is a monster. That's what it is. He is not a pretty boxer. He is not going to outbox you. He is going to work you down, break you, and stop the living shit out of you or drop you. That's what he does.
Oh, yeah, we all know, like, the Williams fight, I think we can all agree Williams is going to be ahead after 4 or 5 rounds.
Probably all 5 rounds, too.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised.
And he'll probably, if he makes it the full distance, I guarantee you between the 9th and 11th rounds, he gets dropped once or twice. And it swings it, and that's what wins Horde the fight by 1 or 2 points if it goes to a decision. That's what Horde does.
I like both guys, man, but part of me wants Williams to win it.
I want to see Jarrah Hurd do it, because if Jarrah Hurd gets this, he's building a proper resume, first of all. I think you'll agree with me.
Yep.
Trout, Lara, Julian Williams. Who else did we say? Tony Harrison. Tony Harrison's victory over
Jamel.
What's his face? Over Jamel further improves his resume. You know what I mean? Unified champion.
Yeah, that's a good little run. Yeah, that's...
He is a very, very good fighter, and whenever I see people do their pound for pound this, and I see someone put in Jarrah Hurd, I never actually complain. You know the way some people are like, why is he in there? Like, I complain. I don't think Errol Spence should be in there.
Yeah.
Not yet. I
mean, it's a good point. It is a good point. I don't put Jarrett Hurd in there because of a weight issue, personally. But does Errol Spence have a good a win as Erislandy Lara? I don't think so. I don't think I rate the Lara win higher, personally.
Because he actually beat Lara, unlike Canelo.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually beat Lara.
He beat Lara, and Lara had a lot more in the tank than Kell Brook did. In terms of, like, yeah.
And in a weird way, I feel he's shot. He's after shooting down Lara. I think Lara's no shot. He's still good enough to operate at world level, but he's not like.
Oh, I wouldn't favor
him. I wouldn't favor him to beat any of the champions now. Except Munguia. He'd box the brakes off Munguia. Could you imagine him fighting Munguia? Well, nah, that's it. That's Munguia's reign over. If Munguia ain't landing on fucking Lara, if Lara boxes and stinks the place out.
Yeah. Although, to be fair, Lara against aggressive fighters is fun to watch. Like Castano, Hurd, and Gulo. I reckon Lara Munguia is going to be good, if that happened. I think it'd be a good fight. But yeah, you're right. I think Lara just boxes him up. But I'd like to see Lara Castano too, to be honest. I want to see that again.
I do too. That was a very good fight.
Yeah, I enjoyed
Lara
it.
Some people call Lara a boring fighter. Is it just me, or has Lara been in some genuinely really good fights over the last 3 years?
Yeah, so think about it. He's fought, obviously, Angulo, great fight. Hurd.
Him and Jarrah Horde was arguably fight of the year.
Yep. Castano this year was a good fight. Even like the Canelo fight, it wasn't a barn burner, but it was entertaining.
What year was Lara Horde? 2018?
Yeah.
Can you think of a fight better than that in 2018? Off the top of your head?
Estrada Rungvisai won.
Was it actually a better fight? It was good, but was it actually better?
I felt it was on a level, if I'm being honest.
I mean, they were close. I mean, in 2018, we also White Parker was a tremendous fight.
White Parker. Canelo Golovkin too. Caution boxing in the chat. Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. When was Maris Breedis versus Usyk? Was that at the start of 2018?
Yeah, it was.
What about Dorticus and Gassiev? Because that's a fight of the year candidate as well.
Start of 2018. Yeah, we had some good fights last year.
We did. Look, the amount of people who are like, we don't get good fights in boxing. Last year we had some sick fucking fights. And I'm just going to say, as sad as this is, Vostik versus Stevenson and Jack versus Stevenson, even though we know what happened overall.
Great fights, yeah.
They were fucking barn burners, man.
Simon Peters in the chat. Tanaka Kimura, yes.
Oh, Kozoi Tanaka, Shao Kimura. Yeah, you've got me there. Jose Ramirez and DeRozco as well.
Yeah. Saucedo, Lenny Z, yeah.
And now just throw Horde Lara into the mix there. How good are all these fights?
What about Maurice Hooker versus Saucedo? Was that last year?
That wasn't a fight of the year candidate. Come on.
I thought it was good, man.
It was a good fight, but it's nowhere near as good as these fights.
No, I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it, but you didn't enjoy it more than you enjoyed fucking Shao Kimura and Kozoi Tanaka.
Nah, and Rungvisai, yeah, you're right. Yeah, domestically, Tom Wilds made a good shout. Martin J. Ward versus James Tennyson. That was a good fight. That was actually a
fucking cracking bout, man. That's one of those fights that made me spoil.
Yeah, because Tennyson got dropped, didn't he? Tennyson got dropped, I think. Was it by body shot? And he came back to knock Ward out. Yeah, that was a great fight. That was a great fight, man. Yeah, that was a shock as well at the time. Good fight. That's a good shout. Yeah, we had loads of good fights last year, to be fair. Did we say Chisora Takam as well?
I said White Parker.
Yeah, White Parker.
Chisora Takam was a very interesting fight. White versus Chisora was good, but neither of those fights were as good as White Parker, and they weren't as good as White Chisora won.
Wilder Fury.
I was at that fight, but I don't think it was a great fight. I think it had great moments.
And great moments, great event. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I know what you mean, actually. It's one of those fights where, because I've watched it back, and it was actually quite shit. A lot of the rounds were dull, yeah. And it was just living in the moment, watching it at the time, you was on the edge of your seat.
Yeah, that's what heavyweight boxing is about. You don't watch heavyweight boxing for the sweet science. You watch it for the moments.
Yeah.
Like, look at Joshua Klitschko. Most of that boxing match was average. But when they started fighting, fuck me, was that exciting.
Yeah. It's like, let's be honest, yeah. Let's compare Vlad versus AJ and Fury Wilder. They were good fights, right? We all agree. But were they a Tua Ike Ibuche? No. In terms
I'll be honest with you, mate. I actually think like the best heavyweight boxing match that I've seen probably over the last 5 years like boxing match, not like for moments, just like how good the fight actually was and competitive, might be Joseph Parker, Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, that was a good fight. It was a good boxing match, yeah.
We're talking like a good fight where it was just like non-stop, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's decent. It's decent.
But if we're talking like the fight that was the great fights, like a great fight, Joshua Klitschko was unreal. It was just great because of the moments.
Yeah, it was a great fight, man. Yeah.
Joshua dropped Klitschko first, didn't he? And then Klitschko dropped him.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, like, AJ was like, it was like your heart was racing because you were like, oh my God, he's a hype job. He's a hype job. And he gets into the 11th round, that uppercut, man.
Fucking beautiful. That's a beautiful shot. That's a beautiful punch.
Is that the best punch Anthony Joshua's landed in his career? I think the uppercut that stopped White was the best punch. But that's a close second.
Yeah, the White uppercut was nasty. Like White was out of it. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice shot. It was.
Seeing Dillian White down on the ground like that, the way he was leaning against the ropes with his arse hanging out of his shorts.
Yeah.
That does it. That was actually a great fight to watch as well. That was just controversial. It was a proper barn burner as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Joshua White.
Dillian, Dillian was getting pinged around the ring in the first round, and obviously
they were going for from the start. Then in the second round, Dillian shook Joshua. People were up out of their seats. The end of the rounds, like the guys were fucking hitting each other after the bell. There was fucking everybody in the ring going mental. It was war.
Bro, I can't believe it was 4 years ago soon.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Think about what Joshua's done in the short space of his career, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's done some good things.
In 6 years, when you think guys out there are fighting 13 years and stuff, 11 years like Wilder, yeah? And you look at Joshua in 6 years, what he's done, what he's achieved, the following he's done. Like, when was the last time you seen a guy in 21, 22 fights amass that resume?
I know.
How many fights has Joshua actually got?
22.
Like, when we think about it, we're talking about like guys like Davis and everything having 21, 22 points. Look at Joshua.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy. No, he's done
like,
really well.
In 22 fights, Joshua has beaten Dillian White, Dominic Breazeale, Eric Molina, Charles Martin, right? That's not great so far. Alexander Povetkin, Vladimir Klitschko. Like,
Joseph Parker.
What? Joseph Parker. And probably next Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, exactly.
He is beating up an alternative top 10 heavyweight ranking.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Those list of fighters are all better than the WBO top 10.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's a pretty good top 10. And in that space, that he beat 3 champions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think in the chat, Simon Peters has made a good point. It seems fashionable to always slate AJ. Yeah, I get that feeling as well.
I refuse to slate him, but I'm also not his biggest fan either. Like, it just comes down to it. Like, at the end of the day, like, I do like him. I love watching him fight. He's a very enjoyable fighter to watch, Del. We can agree on that, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
But the thing for me is, I never feel massively excited about his fights. The only 2 fights I was really 3 fights. There's been 3 fights I was really excited for. One was him versus Povetkin, because I'm a real boxing fan and I knew it was going to be a tough fight.
Yep.
Klitschko. I knew it was going to be a tough fight and I was excited for it, even though I felt it was going to be boring. And when he had that fight with Dillian White sold me. Do you know what I mean, though? He sold me on that fight. So those were the 3. I wasn't that excited for Breazeale. I'm not excited for Ruiz. I was slightly excited for Miller because Miller was selling me.
Yeah. I know what you mean. The thing of Joshua, this is my thing with Joshua. Is he one of my favourite fighters? No. Do I like him outside the ring? No. But the fact of the matter is he's the most consistent heavyweight right now. Easily.
Fact.
Easily. Wilder. I mean, none of us are excited by Andy Ruiz, but I mean, compare that to most of Wilder's defenses, like Spielka, Duhaupas.
And Spielka was a competitive fight, by the way. It was actually a good fight to watch if you watch it back.
But Ruiz is better than these guys.
Yeah, he is. I think so.
And that's what I'm saying. To me, yeah, Joshua.
But I think stylistically, I think Andy Ruiz is in for a thumping.
Yeah, he's gonna get smacked up.
I think it's going to be brutal, to be honest. I think it's a massacre.
Like
and the problem is that Andy Ruiz is a warrior, and he has a heart. That's the biggest problem in this. It's like, and he comes forward. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, man. Joshua. My whole thing with Joshua has always been he ain't perfect. I'm sure he could have done more to get some of these big fights made, but like
he has issues, man. Like look at his feet.
Yeah, exactly. His feet are not quick. He does kind of gas.
He throws the same punch quite often, the 1-2 straight down the pipe.
Yeah.
But saying all of that, he is consistent. He is strong. He, in my opinion, has a proven chin.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And he's got a heart. Getting off the canvas and winning against Klitschko with that shot would have taken out nearly anybody in the heavyweight division. I don't care what anyone says. That was one of the biggest shots Klitschko's ever thrown.
It was a massive punch, yeah.
Monstrous shot. And he got off the canvas and he won that fight. And he did actually win it. That wasn't the British stoppage. He dropped him twice in that round before he was pulling on, and it was only a matter of time before he went down for a third time in that round.
Yeah, that's
he was about to go down again. Joshua was teeing off on him, and the referee stepped in perfectly. Klitschko didn't even complain. He didn't even feel it was a harsh stoppage himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. But like with Joshua, like I always say, man, I'm like he's not really my cup of tea outside the ring, but in terms of fighting guys, he fights good guys on the most consistent basis in the whole division. Yeah, Fury's got the singular best win, and he fought Wilder, but there's a lot of shit in between. And now he's fighting Tom Schwartz.
Fury has the best singular win in terms of beating Klitschko while he was still champion, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But for me, Joshua has the best win in terms of the getting through adversity to win the fight against Klitschko. Because he was getting...
No, I was going to say, to be fair to Wilder, he did do similar against Ortiz.
Yeah, but Ortiz ain't Klitschko.
No, he's not. He's not. But still, I'll give Wilder that credit.
He's probably older than Klitschko, too.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, Wilder still showed he's got bottle in that fight.
Like, if Ortiz Klitschko was made tomorrow,
I'd pick Klitschko.
How much money are you putting on Klitschko, though?
I'd put I'd put 100 on Klitschko. It depends on the odds, though. But like, I'd put.
You know me with how much I bet. I'd put $2,000 on Klitschko. That.
Well, I always said, like, before the Wilder fight, and I said this in my prediction, it's out there, Luis Ortiz is a sucker for a straight right. He's open for it. He's open for it. And obviously that was one of the main punches he got caught with against Wilder, but Klitschko's right hand down the pipe against Ortiz, man.
That lands all night.
Yeah. And when it does land, night.
That right hand.
But yeah, man,
Vladimir Klitschko might be one of the most underrated punchers in heavyweight history, because we all know he's a big puncher, but nobody says that he's a top puncher of all time. I think he is. He's
up there, man. He really is.
I actually think he had better one-punch power than Vitali.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Vitali was more accumulation.
He was accumulation, but he was still a big puncher.
Yeah, he could whack. Thing is with Vitali, a lot of his punches were actually like arm punches.
Yeah, mate.
Whereas like Vladimir, he went through on his punches. Really followed through.
Yeah. Hey, mate, I'm gonna bounce out. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna wrap it up in a sec anyway.
Keep well. Peace out to the chat. I hope you're all doing well. And if you fancy a bit of banter, chop over to my channel.
Yeah, subscribe to Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News.
You'll enjoy the chat. You'll enjoy the titles today. The titles were pretty good.
Nah, safe, man, safe.
Yeah, no strings attached. Peace.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's go in the chat. Okay, MB, Matisse versus John Molina. Yeah, that's a great fight. Matisse looked done at one point in that fight. It looked like John Molina was going to get him out of there. But Matisse came back, man. He came back. Bill Banks, why didn't Hearn overpay Wilder like everyone else? I mean, Wilder was offered 120 million. So if that's not overpaying someone, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what is, man. You know, I mean, what can you say? What can you say? Simon Peters, I've seen slight improvements, to be fair. I actually think he's still learning. Think it's 50-50 with Wilder. Think he struggles with Fury. Does anybody give AJ a chance versus Fury? I think Wilder Joshua is pretty much 50-50, to be honest. And Fury, I think Fury is a bad style matchup for Joshua. I would favour Fury. Because I still think Fury, when Fury fought Wilder, he wasn't at his best. He still had a way to go. Fury's been training since. He's kept in shape. He's going to be better. And Fury at his best, to me, is the most naturally talented guy in the division. And yeah, I think Fury on his best day beats Wilder and Joshua, to be honest with you. I felt he beat Wilder on a 60% day, so I think he beats him at his best. And same with Joshua. Yeah, caution boxing, I think you've nailed it. Vladimir just kept his hands home too much. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Glenn Mash, I saw that. So I made a prediction video for Makabu versus Perez yesterday. No, or the day before. I uploaded it yesterday. And as soon as I uploaded it, I fucking saw that the fight was off, man. It's crazy. I went on Twitter like the second after I uploaded. And yeah, I found out the fight got called off. Anthony Moore, what 2 fights would you add to the Dillian White card? Well, you've got to rule out Okolie versus Lebedev. Apparently that's not happening, full stop. So I would have said that. I would say Parker versus Chisora. And maybe Charlie Edwards in a unification fight against somebody like Muflane or someone like that. Delakian, Muflane, someone like that. So a unification fight, Parker, Chisora, and the rest of the card. That's what I would do anyway. Yeah, MB, so was I. I felt that was a good fight between Makabu and Perez. I was leaning towards Makabu just because, although I think Perez is a lot better, I just can't count on Perez mentally. I really can't. Mike Perez, man, I used to really like Mike Perez. I used to love watching him fight. Do you guys remember when he came through on Prize Fighter? So he won Prize Fighter. He knocked everyone out, Mike Perez, and it was so easy for him. He just went in Prize Fighter, knocked these guys out easy, man. It was great to watch. He is a great talent, Mike Perez. I mean, that fight with the fight with Abdul Salamov was a great fight, man. But unfortunately, it had tragic, a tragic outcome. Okay, Glenn Mash. Eddie said Riakporhe versus Billum Smith will open the card. Then 3 fights between that and Alan Price, one including Chisora, but it won't be Parker. Okay. I actually like Riakporhe versus Billum Smith. Two unbeaten guys, 2 unbeaten prospects going at it. Both guys can hit fairly hard. That's a good fight. I think Riakporhe looks fairly decent at domestic level. Good fight, man. Good fight. But who could the other fights be? Who would Chisora fight? I'm trying to think. Do you know what fight I'd like to see? Chisora versus Charles Martin. Just because. Why not? I don't know who Chisora's going to fight. Yeah, MB, man. The Perez Abdul Salamov fight. I mean, Perez was landing some vicious shots, man, head and body. head and body. But yeah, that outcome in that fight was fucking tragic. Okay, Glenn Nash, Martin J. Ward versus Stephen Smith. That's actually a decent fight, to be fair. Okay, he also mentioned Tom Little versus the Chinese guy. Okay. Yeah, the what's his name? Zili Zhang or someone like that. Yeah. Oh, Zili Zhang. I've actually seen that guy fight before. He fought on I think it's like a HBO card when he was like 4 or 5-0, and he looked terrible. I know he was a good amateur, but when I've seen him in the pros, he's looked pretty poor. I think it's just more like a business signing. Asian heavyweight, could do some decent numbers out there. Yeah, MB, you're right. Martin J. Ward versus Ryan Garcia. They was talking about that a little while ago. I think that's a good test for Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan Garcia knocks him out, though. Oh, Glenn Nash, yeah. I think it was DLB Inui. He said he mentioned that, I think, the other day, Chisora versus Kuzmin. That's a good fight. Because as I said on the last stream, Chisora rates Kuzmin highly. He said he was really impressed with Kuzmin. They've sparred before. Yeah, Glenn Nash, that could be the final goal for Zhang Zili, or Zili Zhang, whatever his name is. Joshua versus Zhang in China, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised. Obviously, I hope that's not going to happen anytime soon. I'd rather see Joshua fight a Usyk or a Wilder before then, or Fury, obviously. But Bill Banks, does Ruiz have a chance against Joshua? For me, no. I think it's a mismatch. I don't think it's a great fight. I'm not really looking forward to it. I just think it's more of a style thing. I don't think Ruiz is bad. I think he's half decent, but stylistically too small, short arms, slow feet. I can't see it.
What's happening?
You good?
I was going to try and get into another hangout, but they're not doing a live hangout, so okay.
Yeah, no, I'm going to wrap this up in literally 2 minutes, mate. No,
literally 2 minutes?
Yeah. Probably about 12. I'll fuck off at 12, probably.
Fair enough.
Wondering who Okolie might fight now. Apparently Lebedev's retiring, by the way.
Yeah. Source Eddie Hearn.
Who would you put who would you put Okolie in there with then, if it's not Lebedev? Because Okolie's not going to get a shot at the title because of
if he was going to go up and fight at world level, I'd put him in there with Kurdashev.
That's a really good shout, Yeah,
if they want to start quoting fucking world level guys, Kurdashev, go ahead. He's a top 15 guy.
Bro, that's a great fight. Yes.
Or Vladarchik, maybe.
Yeah, Vladarchik.
He can lose both those fights.
Yeah, so do I. He could get knocked out. Even the fight, I wouldn't mind against Ngannou, the European champion.
Yeah, I think he loses that too. But okay. Wait, isn't Ngannou the European champion? I thought Tervel Pulev was.
No, I thought Ngannou had the real European title.
Oh, well, what about Tervel Pulev as well?
Yeah.
There's some good fighters out there. If he's going to step up and fight at European/world level, he should fight guys at European and world level.
Yeah, Okolie versus the South African cruiserweight. What's his name? Lorena. Kevin Lorena.
I heard that since Makabe and Perez might not be happening, why doesn't he fight one of those two boys, Makabe or Perez?
Mike Perez. Yeah.
Mike Perez. There's a good shout, lads. Even Ilunga Makabe.
Yeah.
I'm all right with that fight as well. You've no problems with any of these fights, though.
No, I'd watch all of them. I'd be totally happy. I'd be happy.
Beats the shell, Matty Askin.
And by the way, Bear was mentioning also maybe Chisora Kuzmin. on the.
I like that fight.
By the way, on the fucking white card, I think that's a good fight.
Yeah.
Because I mentioned earlier they've sparred before, and Chisora rated Kuzmin. And if Chisora's praising you in sparring, you must be doing something right, I guess. You know.
Kuzmin can fight, man.
Yeah, he can. He looks a bit hot and cold, but he can fight. He was a good amateur. He really was.
Every heavyweight blows hot and cold, mate, in every fight.
Yeah. Okay, Anthony Moore. I really want Galahad to win, but I think Warrington wins it. What are your thoughts? I think Galahad does better than people give him credit for, but I think he loses. I think he gets outworked, especially down the stretch.
Pretty much the same idea. I think in the first few rounds, Galahad, like first 2 or 3 rounds, he's going to be up on the cards, probably on all 3. I think the pressure, though, from Warrington will eventually get through. As the fight goes on, Galahad will be waning. He'll be getting more outpointed. Each round will be consistently going up and up and up at Warrington. Galahad, from the pressure, will falter, and he'll lose probably by 8 rounds to 4.
Yeah. But would you be super shocked if Galahad won?
Not at all.
No. You know, he's
a good young fighter.
Yeah, that's the only bit of caution I have going into this fight, because a lot of people were saying the exact same thing when Selby fought Warrington. Selby's going to outbox him. He's going to school him. He's going to be behind the jab. It's not going to be competitive. And we're saying the same thing now about Galahad, Warrington.
The difference is, though, is Warrington's proven himself.
He has, and he's comfortable at the weight.
In his last 2 fights, he's built a better resume than Selby has in his entire career, and that's a fact.
That is true. No, that is true. But the same. But the point kind of remains, though. Like,
plus, I never rated Selby. Yeah, never rated him, and I picked Warrington to beat him, even though I didn't rate Warrington. So I don't get where people were going with that.
But no, people like he was a big favourite though, like amongst everyone. Well, most people.
Yeah, no, I won $4,000 on that.
And like Galahad can box. He does have a really nice jab, good timing, good counter puncher. He's got solid fundamentals, Galahad.
Yes, he does.
He's a good boxer. I think I'll be honest, yeah. I don't like Kid Galahad. He comes across as a slime ball, but I do think
Barty.
Yeah, Barry. Yeah, I do think
he's such a Barty, isn't he? He's such a Barty.
He gets a bit too much hate because of his past, when other fighters who have done the same thing get away scot-free. Do you know what I mean?
I give them all the same amount of shit.
Yeah, but I'm talking like not the casual fans, but like the other boxing fans. Like Galahad just gets shat on regardless.
I don't know many casuals who know who the fuck Galahad was back then.
Yeah, but I think, do you know what it is though with Galahad? I think it was not so much he failed a drug test; it was the excuse he gave.
I don't even remember it, mate.
His excuse was his brother spiked his drink.
No, he didn't. If he did, that's your own fault for having a shit brother.
Yeah, man. But
which brother did it?
But the thing is, though, like Galahad, he done his time. He's back now. He's passing drug tests. Just let him fight. See how good he is. We'll soon see in June how good this guy really is.
Right. If he goes in there and he puts the work in on Warrington, I want to see the rematch still, just because it's like it could be an interesting point in the rematch. I hope Warrington's not getting too big for his own boots. That's the thing. Could be developing an ego. You know what I mean? I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen a few people say that as well. I've seen a few people say that. I'm gonna go through these couple more things and then we'll wrap it up. Or this last question actually. Copindo 9. Anybody give Kaladzic much of a chance versus Beterbiev? I've not seen him fight. He's a banana skin. That's how I would describe Kaladzic. He's 6'2". He's got a nice jab, good straight punches, good feet. He can get in and out. He fights in a nice rhythm, half decent power. He's a good boxer, isn't he? Kaladzic.
I think he can beat Beterbiev. I think he can. Whether he does or not, I don't know, but I think if you look at Beterbiev's resume, from me, I would rate Kaladzic as his hardest opponent to date.
So he's fought Enrico Callum Johnson.
Yeah.
I'd say he's on a level with I don't know, because the thing with Kaladzic, what I've seen of him, I like what I see. You know, he looks good, but there's not much to go on. That's the thing.
I've seen quite a bit of him. I've seen a bit more of him than you. I think he's a very underrated boxer. And I think he's been robbed as well.
Oh yeah, I felt he beat Marcus Brown.
So, and I'm high on Marcus Brown.
Yeah, I'm high on Marcus Brown as well. I think Marcus Brown, people are sleeping on him, but
Kaladzic wasn't.
No, Kaladzic turned up that night. He gave it. That was only an 8-rounder, but it was a really good fight.
It'd be interesting, but Kaladzic is not. This is up there as either the hardest or second hardest fight of Beterbiev's career. Having said that, he's a pound for pound puncher and he can knock the guy out in a round or two.
Yep. And yeah, man. Thank you to everyone who turned up. We got distracted from boxing for a bit in the middle of the stream, but we somehow brought it back to boxing. So yeah, we've ended it okay, I guess. I do need to stop doing that though. We need to stop fucking trailing off, man. But no. Thank you to McGregor.
I can keep it. I can keep it PG.
No, it's not about keeping it PG. It's keeping it boxing, man. I don't know what the chat feel about, like how the chat feels. Sorry about us kind of going on tangents about random shit. I know some people like it, but not others. Not all people. Like not everyone likes it. But there we go, man. There we go. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, no. Thanks to everyone who showed up. Yeah, thanks to McGregor for popping on. Thanks to Johnny Boy earlier. Have a good evening. Have a good sleep. Whatever you want to say. Peace.
Enjoy your wax, lads.